The following is a presentation by UTA Radio Sports on utaradio.com, part of the Department of Communication at the University of Texas at Arlington.
Good afternoon, baseball fans. My name is Joseph Salto, joined alongside Jet Nelson, and we are out here at the Clay Gould Ballpark in Arlington, Texas on an absolutely beautiful Sunday afternoon to watch the UT Arlington Mavericks with a chance to sweep the final game in this three-game series against the Little Rock Trojans. Starting pitchers for today are senior Joe Stieber for the Mavericks, who has a 1-1 record in 14 innings pitched with a 6.43 ERA. And for Little Rock on the mound right now, they've got another senior, Jack Klein, who's got a 3-1 record in 24.1 innings pitched and a 2.59 ERA. We just saw the opening pitch, actually, as we're getting ready here to see the first pitch, what sort of trends are we out here looking for between these two teams today here, Jet?
I think I want to see some energy from this Maverick team. We've seen them kind of sleepwalk their way through a few Sunday matchups. And the last time they won a series was all the way back from Valentine's Day. That was the opening series of the season there against UTSA. So I want to see this team really seize this opportunity. You know, we're going for the sweep today, but just play a consistent ball game on a Sunday. We've talked to Coach Mike Trapasso multiple times. He's always eager for his team to seize an opportunity on a Sunday with not even just the bats. We know the bats have been rolling led by Tice Armstrong on this team, but you know, we'll see how Joe Stieber pitches on the mound today. He's got an experienced arm. He's looking to drop that ERA down. So I want to see a complete 9-inning game from this Maverick squad.
I definitely agree. I think if Joe has a good game today, I think we've got a really good chance because we've got, as you said, a lot of really dangerous hitters in the lineup. Not only Tice Armstrong, but a lot of our guys are batting over, 250, and the ones that aren't, 230 is, gets most of our guys. I think we've only got two guys batting below 200.
Yeah, it's crazy how baseball's the only sport where if you do well 30% of the time, you've done amazing. And the Mavericks do have multiple players in that position. But then you also have this Little Rock team. I mean, they got guys like Reed Wilbanks, Sammy Harris moved up in the lineup today. They're going to be doing their best as well, so we'll see how Stieber starts this one off.
All right, getting ready here to see the first pitch. First pitch is a strike against number 2, Jake Martinez of the UTA Mavericks.
Wilbanks back in center field today for the Trojans. He's been there all 3 games this series.
Second pitch called a ball. Just inside.
Bit inside there, yeah. That's always a tough one on a hitter. You don't want that one hitting your hands, but you don't want one falling into the strike zone right in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Good hit over to shortstop, and he crumbles it.
Austin Phillips again struggling with that little hopper over there. He had a couple yesterday, but I'm sure he's going to round that one out. He'll make up for it here soon.
A good first hit of the day for the Mavericks, a single with Martinez on first. Up next, we've got number 36. Who we got?
Sammy Harris.
Sammy Harris, thank you much. Right-hander against another right-hander. Let's see how they go.
So that lead off about 6 to 8 feet there for Wilbanks over at first base.
First pitch called the ball. Down looked a little bit too low, down by his knees.
Funny fact about Joe Stieber, we talked to head coach Mike Trapasso yesterday. He had his second child Tuesday night. Coach said he's had multiple players have children before, never a player with 2. So congrats to what he called him, Papa Stieber.
Well, Papa Stieber's not looking too bad out there on the mound today.
He looks fresh in his dad stance out there.
Oh, yeah. Pitch got away from the catcher there. Ruled the ball down in the dirt.
Earhart doing a good job. He got a little break there. Jeff Marlowe was the man behind the plate for the Mavericks yesterday, so Earhart steps in today and now already keeping that runner at bay over at first base.
Here's the windup and the pitch. A hit, a grounder out to right field, and that's going to be good for another single.
Nice piece of contact there for Harris. just gets that one inched by that first baseman of Justin Rumfield. He had a big day yesterday as well, so nothing wrong with Rumfield there, just great ball placement there by Sammy Harris.
Yeah, he did a good job trying to, jump and, get the diving catch, but unluckily for him, it snuck by him, and that's no outs, two people on base with, to start out this inning.
Absolutely. That's the one thing you didn't want to see the Mavericks struggle with early, is just letting Little Rock jump ahead of this one. They wanted to see more of an attack defensively. Now, Stieber's just finding his rhythm here, but now he's got his hands full here. You don't want that composure slipping away early.
Good leadoffs from both our guys on first and second. Here's the windup. Stieber throws strike 2.
Gets well ahead of this count against Ryan Geck. Geck comes into this one batting .288 on the year through all 17 games there for Little Rock.
And the pitch. And he swung at it, but didn't swing at it enough.
That little check swing.
Check swing, rule the ball.
Some players really prefer to do that check swing, see if they can get some cheap contact, but
it's risky.
Yeah, never really my style back in Arlington Southwest Little League.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Not professional experience, but I remember my playing days.
Another ball.
Looks like we got some Maverick fans upset with that one.
Counts 2-2 now. Geck looking to record a hit here, but he doesn't get it.
Count runs full here.
3-2.
So I like the move here by Joe Stieber, just taking a second, a big breath. A walk here could load the bases. He's got to find his perfect pitch right here. I think he's got it.
And the pitch. That's a ball. He walks him.
With the fastball there, 90 miles an hour. Normally a pitch he works well with, but couldn't quite paint that corner there down low.
And today is not starting out exactly as the Mavericks had hoped, with bases loaded and no outs here in the top of the first.
If I'm trying to be optimistic, there's a play anywhere on the bag, but I think right now you just got to focus at the plate. You just want to keep the bats away from the ball right here. That's where most of the damage might come from here for Little Rock.
And Rhodes, second baseman Cade Dodson for the Mavs fumbles it, and that's going to be a run scored for Little Rock.
2 RBI single there for Ty Rhodes. Gets that one right past the glove of Dodson, the freshman, there for UTA. And now they got runners on the corners. They're not done yet. Still no outs on the board, 2 runs on 2 hits.
Up next to bat is Cooper Chaplin for Little Rock. He's rocking a .298 average on the season and looking to cause some more damage here for Little Rock in the top of this first.
Stieber still seems pretty confident. Here's the empty count pitch.
And he gets a swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Rhodes. On Chaplin, my bad.
Rhodes over there at first. This is normally where you might see a trick play by a team to try to send a runner over to second. If that catcher Earhart throws it, a chance for possibly Ryan Geck to advance from third.
That second pitch is fouled off to the right. He's looking at 0-2.
0-2 count here. This is a big moment. Stieber, if he gets a strikeout here, there's that confidence back. There's that grip back on this inning here. You could try to minimize the damage at 2.
He pitches. And that is ruled a ball outside away from Chaplin.
I like the idea they're missing a bit outside. You're keeping that ball out of the wheelhouse for Chaplin.
The last thing Stieber wants to do right now is cause any contact. If he's looking for contact, he's looking to throw a double play like what's about to happen here, but he doesn't get it. Safe.
Couldn't step on the bag in time there, and Geck does score from third base. So it's that was multiple players scored. It's up. Oh no, scoreboard fixed it there. 3-0. Ryan Geck advances from third, but I like the turn there.
Yeah,
Rumfield got a great scoop on the ball there, turned it over to Phillips at second, just a hair too short there for the double play.
Just one runner on first now for Little Rock. One out here in the top of the first. Score is 3-0 on 2 hits, though. Check swing, rule the ball. A little low there in the zone.
Looks like Stieber went back to the fastball there. He keeps firing them in low. Definitely not a rising fastball type of pitcher.
Another pitch, and he gets a swing and a miss. That's 1-2. My correction, 1-1.
So it's good that the Mavericks got the practice on the double play there a moment ago. Now with one out on the board, the double play could actually into the top of the first here. So I think that's what they're trying to cause here.
Yeah, they're looking to end this inning right now. He gets another swing and a miss, though. Count is 1-2 now here for Cade Martin of the Little Rock Trojans.
Cade Martin, the catcher, once again here for Little Rock, comes into this one batting .235 on the year. Still only his 8th game played this season.
Stieber pitches, and that's low in the dirt. Runner doesn't advance.
Definitely thought about it.
He
there for Chaplain over at first base.
Counts 2-2.
Parker Earhart, a good little pump fake move. Trying to keep him over there at first. It is successful.
Staying on the bag. There's the leadoff now. Stieber's looking, but he'll pitch. And that's a high fly ball out to right. Caught.
Nice job by Xander McAfee getting that one back into his second baseman almost instantly out in right field.
And that's 2 outs. That was also a good job of him getting ready to throw early, because if that had been a little bit farther, I think the runner on first would have ran.
Oh, yeah, could have done the tag up there, trying to advance into scoring position. But now the Mavericks finally got that 2 outs on the board, and now they can play with a little less pressure on their shoulders.
Up next, Alex Seguin, and it's a good hit out to center field, and that's good for another single here for Little Rock.
Nice piece of contact there. Seguin gets it to bloop right there into right center field, and that's kind of what you're looking for. You're facing a low ball pitcher here against Joe Stieber, and you're forcing that contact. You're getting it into that shallow portion of the outfield. Too shallow there for McAfee to reach it.
So up next, Cano Canto for the Trojans. Stieber still looking for his first strikeout today. That's a strike one. That's a good start to getting that first strikeout of the day.
Now we see Stieber dig into the off-speed pitches there. That one coming in at 82. Most likely that slider pitch for the right-hander.
Another pitch, and that's hit over to third. Possible double play, but the ball misses his glove, and that's going to be extra bases, and a run comes in for Little Rock.
That's Chaplain scoring at the plate, and I don't know how else to describe that one. It looks like there was just a hole in Rumfield's glove. It really wasn't a bad throw.
No.
There from Tate Bethel at third.
Good throw from Tate, and I thought the first baseman had actually squared the throw up pretty good. I thought he was going to catch it.
Maybe the sun's in Rumfield's eyes a little bit, but now head coach Mike Trapasso has to come out and talk to his pitcher here. 4-0 here in the top of the first on 3 hits. Really, that one's unearned. Already 2 errors. There was 9 combined errors, 4 from the Mavericks in yesterday's matchup. So I think Mike's going to, at least give the guys a chance to take a breath here and start cleaning this game up, because this is not how you want Sunday to start off.
No, 4 runs and 3 errors for the Mavs so far is not exactly how they wanted to start this game, especially coming into it looking for a chance to sweep. If we really need to see some I think the pitches have been good from Stieber, but he needs to place them a little bit better, I'm thinking.
Absolutely, yeah. He's looking for those corners a bit more. Still the top of the first, but at least there's no wild pitches. That's something you can lean on. We have nothing really going to the backstop. Just
a few up down in the dirt, but we've got a good catcher who can handle that. So much prefer that. Stieber, the pitch, and that's a ball.
Bit outside there, Cade Goki stepping into the left-handed side of the batter's box. On the season, he's batting .500. This just his 6th game played this year, 11th at bat.
And the pitch, that was outside, another ball. He's trying to get that corner away, but he keeps missing it just outside.
Looks like he went with a slider once again back there. The right-hander trying to have that pitch cut in on the left-handed bat. So we'll see if he tries it again, but yeah, not working so far.
That's inside. Stieber almost gets it, but that is a throw to first to end the inning.
So a little defensive momentum there. Dodson gets that one over to his first baseman, and now at least the Mavericks have their work cut out, though. They know what they need to do. They need to hit the ball here.
So at the end of the top of the first, it is 4 runs, 2 hits on 3 errors for Little Rock. Coming up, we've got Jack Klein for Little Rock pitching. And our starting hitter for the Mavericks will be Cade Dodson, who has a .255 average in 55 at-bats so far this season. He's hitting the ball well, but no home runs yet. Still looking for his first one of the season. 4 RBIs. Hoping he can bring a few in this game to cut into that lead by Little Rock.
And we'll see how the Mavericks fare when they step up to the plate when we come back right here on UTARadio.com.
I'll never get to go to the ball now.
Do not cry, child. Here! Your new carriage!
Smells like gasoline.
Oh, that's just the carbon emissions.
But I can't go to the ball. I have nothing to wear.
Not to worry. It's only $15.
Only $15 for this?
It's possible thanks to the incredibly cheap materials and exploited overseas workers. Oh, but you can't go to the ball. You haven't even had dinner yet.
I'm really good.
Ta-da! It's a triple meaty double burger plus supreme meal.
Ew.
I have to warn you, though. Once the clock strikes midnight, we will have damaged the Earth so much it'll be inhospitable.
Wait, what?
Bye-bye.
Our planet is hurting, and it'll stay that way if we don't change our habits. Do your part to avoid products that'll harm the Earth. Let's work together to give this fairy tale a happy ending. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
And we are back here at the ballpark now, set to start the bottom of the first. We've got Jack Klein on the mound for Little Rock and Cade Dodson for the Mavericks taking that first pitch. A ball.
Dodson, the freshman from Gunter, Texas, steps up to the plate batting .255, left-handed side of the box.
And that's a high fly ball out to left. Looks like they've got it, though. That was left fielder Ty Rhodes for Little Rock catching that. And
nice little routine fly ball there for Rhodes. Gets under that one well. The sun is towering up there, not a cloud in the sky, so good thing he's got shades on over there.
Oh, yeah. And that's one out here for Little Rock already.
Jack Klein already looks to be having a good starting outing here. Fastball there at 88, but on the season, 2.59. ERA, like you mentioned before we went to the break, 3-1 record. This being his 5th game started this year, almost 20. This is going to be his 25th inning pitched on the year. He's got a good bet against him, though, Jackson Hill.
Jackson Hill has been, in his limited at-bats so far this season, is batting .364, And if he can keep that up, I think he'll solidify a spot at that second position. What do you think?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I'll actually try to find his at-bats yesterday. Had the RBI single in the 7th yesterday and a single back in the 4th as well. So he had a multiple-hit day yesterday.
High fly ball out to left.
It was playable there, but Sammy Harris, the third baseman, just couldn't quite track it. I was mentioning the sun a second ago.
Yeah, it seems to be really affecting those balls that are going out to left.
It was just barely almost against the wall there, too. So Sammy Harris might have just been trying not to crash into the wall there in foul territory.
Count 2-2 now for Hill.
Klein taking his time here.
Slowing the game down. There's the pitch, and it fouls back towards us.
I feel like if that netting wasn't there, we would have had a play on it there.
Oh, yeah.
You can put a cap and jersey on me. I'll record that out. Come on.
Klein with the pitch. That's another foul. He's pitching pretty close to Hill.
Looks like those change-ups are rising up in the zone there against Hill. So he's forcing that contact on the bottom of the ball. Definitely we can see that style forming here for Jack Klein.
Another foul ball. And that's 3 straight fouls in a row for Hill.
Hill, we know he's got some speed in center field today for the Mavericks. Young guy, too, only a sophomore.
2-2 count, and that's inside. That's a walk. Nope.
Strike 3 gets called there. I see it. It was pretty close there.
It was really
inside
close.
On that corner. Hill doesn't agree with it either. He does peacefully walk over, though.
So 2 outs now for the Mavericks in the bottom of the second. Up next, we've got Tice Armstrong, often considered one of our strongest hitters.
Yeah, very much in that category. Went 4 for 4 yesterday in his 4 trips to the plate. Takes the first one inside there, ball 1. We actually did have some shakeup there in the conference standings for both of these teams. UTA wins the first 2 of this series. That one misses low, but UTA has moved up from 9th to 8th in the conference standings. Got their record up to 6-9. Chance to only be 2 games away from a 500 win percentage on the season.
I believe still, though, with 0 games played in conference, correct?
0, yeah, none in conference. The first series coming up there against Sacramento State. But they do have to take a trip up to Norman, Oklahoma, facing a ranked Sooners team. That's going to be one of their toughest matchups of the year.
Still a fun game, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's ball 4 for Armstrong.
A 4-pitch walk, and I have a feeling that might have been the game plan going in to face Armstrong. Just pitch him inside a little bit, get him just walk him, keep him on first base. Otherwise, he might be on second or third.
Oh yeah, the closest thing to an intentional walk you'll probably see today. But we'll see. Up next to bat, Xander McAfee, right fielder. He's batting .279 on the year with 13 RBIs. That first pitch is just above the zone, call the ball.
Tice Armstrong, he is there on first base, but not much of a threat here. Hasn't stolen a base this year, not even caught once, and doesn't even really try to steal second base.
He more likes to hit the ball and just sort of walk to the bases he wants to.
he likes the easy path there to second base. That was my way too.
Hey, coach won't complain about that though.
Hey, you're in scoring position. That's fine. That's all we need.
Oh, yeah. McAfee looking for a pitch. That's another foul ball up and away. Out to the parking lot.
You do got to be careful. We had a guy, used to be the senior sports editor there for the Shorthorn, Isaac Appelt, had to replace his windshield. He was like, I'm fine. I'll park up front. It will get you. I made sure to park. I always go to like the second little drive-in there in the parking lot.
I parked sort of in the danger zone. We're going to see if I can escape it. That's another one, high and away.
It does take a really hard foul ball to reach outside of the ballpark, but in the opposite direction, so I think you're all right. But it has happened before.
Yeah, I was about to say, we've had a few look like they're going sort of over that way today. And another pitch on the 1-2 count. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 3.
Couple of strikeouts there for Klein, and he gets the Mavericks down almost in order, with Armstrong being stranded on first base. So with that, we're going to head over to the top of the second. Mavericks still trail here on UTARadio.com.
Okay, I just have to finish this homework and then... Oh no, Mom's calling me. Another quiz tonight? Oh God, I forgot to wish her happy birthday on the timeline. Did I post Journal today? Due 11:59 tonight. Math due 11:59 Science due 11:59. Everything is due at 11:59. Stop. Take a breath. It's easy to get caught up in the noise. But in a life filled with notifications, updates, and everything else, it's important to sometimes unplug. Now, listen. Do you hear that? Breathe in. Breathe out. Better? Better. Wow. This feels really good. Unplug to recharge. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Hello?
Congratulations! You just won the $1 trillion lottery!
I don't even remember playing the lotto anytime recent.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a little information. What is your social security number?
That doesn't make any sense. Goodbye.
Wait.
When dealing with scam callers, don't give out any personal information, and don't be afraid to hang up if something doesn't sound right. This message brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Back here at the ballpark, sitting here to start the top of the second. UTA ends the bottom of the first with no runs, no hits, and no errors. Looking to start this inning with a little bit differently than they started the first one.
Absolutely. I think they're just looking for a bit cleaner pitching there from Joe Stieber. He does get a few earned runs there. Let's see on the day. Actually, no earned runs yet through the one inning pitched.
And I think it's also important for the infield. Oh, that pitch is hit high to right field. But
Sander McAfee gets under it there.
McAfee was under it for the out. And that's one out already in this top of the second, which was exactly what they were hoping to get.
Yeah, that's already a big changeup from where we were in the first inning. It was no outs, bases got loaded, RBI singles. That time just routine fly ball. That's exactly the turnaround they were looking for.
Up next to bat, you've got Sammy Harris of Little Rock.
Third baseman today, batting .250 on the year.
Goes for the bunt and misses. Call the ball.
You can see Tate Bethel. He's not going to let that bunt fly easily. He's all the way up on the grass there from his third base stance.
Really aggressive from our infield today. Looking to cut down on some of the errors we've seen so far in this game today.
Stieber misses again there. He's trying to stay out of that dangerous part of the count, 3-0.
And he gets a strike. Counts now 2-1 for Harris. Stieber looking a lot more confident this inning than how he was looking in the first.
I think I forgot to explain the jersey colors. You got the Mavericks in the blue jerseys with Mavs written across. Well, hold on a second.
That's got air. That's out of here. And that is a home run for Sammy Harris of the Little Rock Trojans.
Perfect contact there. He just smokes that ball about 350 feet there to right field. McAfee just had to watch that one go over, and now that the momentum just continues to pile here for Little Rock. They were tired of losing 2 games in a row. They are doing just about everything right there. Good pitch from Stieber, too. He just left it too far into his wheelhouse.
And this Little Rock team, they've been struggling as a whole over this year. So this game was they've been a long time coming for them. Before they came here, they had won a game, lost a game, won a game, and then a very long losing streak for them, which has put them 8th in their conference.
Yeah, 7th or 8th, somewhere around there. I'd have to go back and look at it again. I think it's 7th. But yeah, they were on a 6-game losing streak before winning a couple before the UTA series, and now they're struggling to get back to that margin of winning.
And that's another hit out to center. It looks like it's got air, and that's another home run for Little Rock. Back-to-back homers here in the top of the second.
I think he caught that one. I think he caught it.
Did he?
There was a nice play out there by Jackson Hill. He crashed against the wall. It was on the track. It was very close.
Very close.
Out number 2 retired, thankfully, there for UTA.
Just didn't have enough pop to get it over that 400-foot wall.
Yeah, it takes a good bit. You know, it was only 350 over there. Yeah, that's center field. It takes quite the power to get out there.
It almost had it, though.
I wonder where the wind's not blowing at all really today. I think that might be a factor as well.
First pitch on Ty Rhodes is a foul back right. Sitting at 2 outs here in the top of the second. 1 strike.
An inning ago, Rhodes reached on and actually drove in an RBI off of the error by UTA.
Nice grounder to second, over to first, and that's going to retire the inning.
So at least the Mavericks keep the damage at 1, but what a home run it was there for Sammy Harris. He gets that RBI in as well, so now the Mavericks have to just keep focusing on the task at hand, get those 5 runs. Mavericks trail by 5 here on UTARadio.com.
Okay, I just have to finish this homework and then... Oh no, Mom's calling me. Another quiz tonight? Oh God, I forgot to wish her happy birthday on the timeline. Did I post Journal today? Due 11:59 tonight. Math due 11:59 Science due 11:59. Everything is due at 11:59. Stop. Take a breath. It's easy to get caught up in the noise. But in a life filled with notifications, updates, and everything else, it's important to sometimes unplug. Now, listen. Do you hear that? Breathe in. Breathe out. Better? Better. Wow. This feels really good. Unplug to recharge. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Coming back here, about to start the bottom of the second here. So this series is the first time since April 10th, 2022 that the Mavs and Trojans have squared off, and overall the Mavs have a 16-4 record against the Trojans at home. Looking to add to that here, but at the bottom of this second, so far it's not looking like they're going to.
Not too much at all. At least the Mavericks were able to get out of the 3-game losing streak that they brought into this 3-game series, so maybe a chance to completely erase it. Brumfield might get it started there.
That is a hit long out to left, and it bounces off the wall, looking for extra bases here. And that is a leadoff double by Justin Rumfield.
He's been doing that all series long. He's adding on to it today. Last game there on Saturday, Rumfield had 2 doubles. One came off of an error by Little Rock, but he just has a knack there for getting into scoring position very early on. And now the Mavericks, this is what you do. You get that runner in scoring position. This is the perfect formula for scratching your way back into this one down 5.
Perfectly agree. So now next up we've got Jake Martinez on the plate. Runner on second. And that first pitch is just inside, but called a strike.
Martinez got the day off yesterday. Replaced by Jackson Hill, so now he steps up.
Looking to add on to that 271 batting average and 6 RBIs. Chance to bring another one in right now.
I almost thought he was the DH for a second, but then I've remembered Tice Armstrong's our DH. They just moved Martinez back into center and then Jackson Hill over to left. That being no Max Mims today. That was the big change in the lineup today for UTA.
And that swing is checked. Call the ball.
Little Rock faithful thinking that one went around a little further there for Martinez, but count remains 1-2.
I didn't think he was going to get that call.
It was that second base umpire today, Jet Minton.
Another foul back over the stands, and that one's going out into the parking lot.
Yeah, that one clearly gets out of here. Maybe a souvenir if somebody wants to go fetch it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it landed by my car, a little souvenir after the game. And that hit is over to left field. They've got under it, and he catches it for the out.
There's Seguin again. He's had a few of those catches where he's got to trace over to left field to go get it, but he's got very good skill. Made it look pretty routine there.
Very mobile outfield for Little Rock today. Seen a lot of guys moving.
They've been on the run, yeah. The Mavericks trying to put that ball into positions where the Trojans can't reach it very well, but now they just got to get this one into the outfield more. We had Rumfield get it started, but now it looks pretty quiet afterwards here.
Tate Bethel up to bat now. He had a 3-hit night a couple nights ago against this team. 1 ball now on the count.
Brought his average up to 232, 7 RBIs, chance to make it 8 here.
And that's a grounder over to third. He diving catch, but he drops it.
Sammy Harris, just that transition from the glove to the right hand was unsuccessful there. Drops the ball completely, and a little unfortunate that Rumfield couldn't advance to third, but better safe than sorry, I think, in that situation.
I think if he had tried, he probably would have got tagged by the shortstop.
Yeah, Harris was only right there in front of him trying to handle that ball. So, yeah, you're right. All he had to do was just pick it up and make the tag.
Yeah. And I think that was actually Seguin there, shortstop, who dropped that catch, actually.
He came over and cut it off. Okay, it was right in between those two guys.
Yep. And that is a hit out to center. Looks like an easily catchable one. Yep, brought in by second baseman.
There's Chaplain having to pretty much do what we saw Seguin do a minute ago. Just have that long run over there about 20, 30 feet, but gets right under it, makes the catch. Nice little play there.
And that's 2 outs now for UTA. With runners on first and second. Austin Phillips now to the plate.
He got his first home run of his college career last night. It was a 3-run bomb in that bottom of the 7th last night. Let's see if he can find something here.
First pitch he sees is fouled back after a little bit of contact on the tip.
Jack Klein, though, you got to mention his numbers at this point. He's only allowed 2 hits here to the Mavericks. I think it's 1 being for extra bases, but his ERA down to 2.42.
Another pitch and a swing and a miss by Austin Phillips. That's strike 2.
Klein goes back to the fastball there, 89 miles per hour. You can tell Phillips was just a bit late on that one.
Sitting on
had a big swing. Yeah.
The pitch. And that goes right by him for strike 3 to end the inning.
That's not how you want to go down. You got the runner in scoring position, and he lets it go down looking there on strike. So Jack Klein gets his strikeout numbers up to 3 on the day as the Mavericks will try to regroup defensively as we head to the 3rd.
No
right
hits,
here.
No errors, no runs for UTA in the bottom of the 2nd.
Hello?
Well, I know you still ain't studying.
Yeah, that ain't watching these old cartoons. I tell you, man, I can't eat nothing because I don't want to stop studying.
Boy, you better eat something before you get sick.
Well, I will eventually. Be quiet, this is my favorite one.
Your favorite what?
Feel your tummy. Keep your cool. I forgot the lyrics. So long ago. Eat 3 meals a day. Take a walk or two. And success and accolades will come running right to you. Darling, just fill your tummy with the freshest veggies and the ripest fruit.
Oh my gosh, are you
Oh
serious?
my gosh. Fill your tummy. You never lose.
You lost your mind.
With a meal or two. You know what? I'm going to eat something right now. UTA Radio encourages you to eat well this semester because a healthy body makes for a healthy mind. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
The CDC is worried. Nearly 100 people were hospitalized.
Chlorine kills lots of germs, but is not very effective against one of them. It's called cryptosporidium. It's a leading cause of swimming pool-related outbreaks of diarrheal illness. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/healthywater/swimming. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Welcome back. Set here to start the top of the third here at Clay Gould Ballpark, and it has not been a pleasant start for the Mavericks this time out. It is sitting at 5 runs to nothing. Little Rock in the lead. 3 hits to 2 with Little Rock leading, and 3 errors by the Mavericks so far today.
Yeah, that was the big category UTA was looking to avoid there, was the errors. They had 4 yesterday. They're already up to 3. Not a good pace there for UTA.
First pitch is down, called a ball on Cooper Chaplin, the center fielder for Little Rock. That's a grounder to first. Foot race.
And that's the reason you got that extra green base on there for Chaplin. It was a race between Rumfield and Chaplin to the first base bag there, and Rumfield's able to get there just in time, put 1 out on the board.
Good start to this inning now for the Mavs. Looking to get another quick out here on Cade Martin. Number 40 for the Little Rock.
Martin,
center fielder.
Earlier in this one, in the first, had that fly out over to right field. Let's see if he can drive one to the outfield again here for Little Rock.
The pitch. And that's a grounder over to third, played by Tate Bethel. And that catch is good by first for the second out.
And he's able to get revenge on the error they had earlier between Bethel and Rumfield. Perfect execution there, little one-hopper, but a good way to get the out there, put 2 outs on the board.
Let's Alex Seguin up to the plate next for Little Rock. Let's see if Stieber can put him down in order.
Seguin, one of the most experienced guys in the lineup for Little Rock, redshirt senior, up to his 5th year in his collegiate career.
He takes the first pitch, called a strike.
Stieber looks to be a bit more settled now as he's getting into the third inning here. 5.94 ERA. Doesn't really catch any crazy eyes, but it's a number that's improving on the year for him. He's got the 1-1 record, getting up to over 15 innings pitched this year, so I think he's finding some stability finally on the rubber there for UTA.
Third pitch of this at bat is another ball. So Seguin is sitting at 2-1 here in this count. He's taken some pretty good looking pitches so far by Stauber.
He's got a good mix. He's going back to the fastball here probably, just trying to get back to a level count.
And that's looking like infield fly. Nope, back out foul.
Just
back behind
barely into out of reach there of Parker Earhart. It goes over the netting. But he had his eyes on it there. He was waiting for it to come his way.
So counting out 2-2. We'll redo.
And we'll see. He did go back to that fastball there at 89, but now that he has a strikeout opportunity, let's see if he goes back to the slider.
And that is off to left field. It caught to end the inning.
There's Jackson Hill getting over to one there and getting the glove on it. Looks like he had to run a little bit, but no sun to fight there. He just gets the glove on it.
So Stieber, putting the Little Rock batters down in order. What he wished he had done in the beginning innings, but, getting a good roll looking for Mavericks. So it's no hits, no runs, no errors for the Mavericks in the top of the third. Coming back with the bottom next.
South Padre, here we come.
Hashtag turn up.
Ooh, hashtag let go.
Let's take a selfie.
Let's. That's ugly. I look so fat.
Okay, fine. Let's take another one.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even ready.
Oh, love this one though.
Let me see it. So cute. Post it on Instagram, but make sure you put a filter on it.
Don't be a drama queen. Oh, I just did. And guess who liked it already? Oh.
Who? Let me see.
Watch out!
Social media can wait. Please pay attention and drive safe. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel? Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the fourth here, now here at Clay Gould Ballpark. Welcome back, and that first pitch off leadoff hitter Cade Dodson is called a strike.
Mavericks finally get back to the top of the order with Dodson, and we were talking in the break there, but Little Rock almost has double the amount of at-bats already. In this one, they're 3 of 15 from the plate today for 200. Then I guess UTA's got a better average team-wise, but they've only had 8 trips to the plate, finally getting up to 9 here, with Dodson rounding out the rotation.
And Dodson fouls off his first 2 pitches. Some good swings out of him, though.
Yeah, he's able to make a lot of good contact on the ball there. He just got to straighten it out here, try to quit hitting that underside of the ball.
And that one's popped up. Looking for it, and he brings it in first base for first out of this inning.
Unfortunately, Dodson catches that underside of the ball there. I was trying to tell him. I really was. He just couldn't hear me, but gets underneath that one. Nice routine play in foul territory there for Angel Cano.
So up next to bat is Jackson Hill, batting .348 on the year. Still looking for his first double, triple, or homer. A good bunt, though. Will that get him to first? It will.
Jackson Hill bringing some momentum to the Mavericks here. Getting that energy finally started here in Clay Gould Ballpark. He's just able to beat that one out. Bunt perfectly placed.
Bunt
there on the third base line.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 feet away from home plate down the line. Nobody could really get to it in time. I think Klein himself ended up actually getting to that and making the throw to first, and it was just in time. Just beat him.
And now Armstrong up at the plate. He bats a lot better with runners on. It's .379 his average with a runner on base.
First pitch he looks at, called a strike. And I think he should have swung at that.
Yeah, that one was in there. Maybe batters like to wait a second more to see if they can get really that perfect pitch to hit, but I agree. That one was quite available.
Looks at another pitch and attempted base steal.
Looks like the Mavericks get a bit too greedy there, try to send Jackson Hill. First time he's been caught stealing this year, so that's going to wipe the 100% steal rate there for Jackson Hill.
Now 6 for 7 on the stolen base attempts. Up next, we've still got Tice Armstrong there on the plate. 0-2 is the count. and strikes him out to end the inning. Tice Armstrong lost his guy on base, and that did it.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Klein, finding that outside portion of the zone, getting Armstrong, the big man, to chase at it, but not close enough there. So, yeah, Mavericks go down again in order.
So that is 1 hit, no runs, and no errors for the Mavericks as we head to the top of the 4th.
We ask students the reason why they donate blood.
I'm healthy and happy, might as well take 15 minutes out of my day and stop and give some.
I'm about to go to Africa, so I want to donate blood before I leave so that when I come back, if I can't, then I can make myself feel better by saying I did it before I left.
You know, blood doesn't grow on trees. We haven't figured out a way to synthetically do it. So the only way we can get it is from, you know, you guys actually donating.
And I'm always afraid that someday I'm going to be, or someone I love is going to be in a situation where they need blood for whatever reason.
I've got O positive, so that's really nice to have.
You know, our soldiers over there in war, we get injured, and you know, it's what saves our lives.
Giving blood is giving life. Each pint of blood you donate can save up to 3 lives. You heard it yourself. Give blood today.
Today's news is filled with coverage about the Ebola virus, but it's making us forget about another virus that's about to start sweeping its way through the country. Influenza is a seasonal virus that occurs during the winter months in the United States. CDC estimates between 15 and 63 million people will contract the flu each year. The best thing is, you can protect yourself without hazmat suits or avoiding bodily fluids. But you should probably do that anyway. Do yourself a favor. Schedule your flu shot today. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
And we're back here in the top of the 4th inning, the fuzzy strikeout inning. Maybe Joe Stieber can find a K here. He's looking for his first of the day.
Lots of outs are coming in from pop-ups and grounders, but still looking to punch one out today. Yeah.
Stieber, the right-hander, trying to just stay focused here. He's got his team down 5. Luckily, he didn't get any of the earned runs, though.
And that
came from the first.
And that first pitch was fast and clearly caught Angel off guard. Count 1-0-1.
Cano on the year, coming into this one, batting around 200 even, through this being his 10th game played this year. 267 slugging percentage, so he's able to rake some a little bit.
And that pitch bounced off his bat a little weirdly and got in front of him, but called a foul.
I think it might have hit his shin guard there, so he's happy to have that on the left leg there. You used to not see him a lot a few years ago. Now they're pretty much on every hitter. You do not want to deal with a shin splint midway through the season.
No. That does not sound fun. That is another foul ball. Count 1-2.
So Stieber going back to the fastball there. He's got a lot of room to work with here on a 1-2 count. I'm expecting the slider to come in here, especially on a righty versus righty matchup.
The pitch. And he gets him clean. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1 and strikeout number 1 for Stieber on the day.
I got to pat myself on the back. I mentioned his chance for a strikeout. I call the slider pitch coming in there at 81 miles per hour.
And boom.
I brought my stuff today, Joseph.
Yeah. Excellent call. Excellent call. Now on to Cade Goki of Little Rock. The pitch, looking for the bunt, but doesn't get it. Down in the dirt, though, rule the ball.
I like the idea there by Stieber finding that lower portion of the zone, see if you can get the redshirt junior to chase at it.
He's trying to get him with that bunt stance. 2-0 for Goki on this at-bat so far, and it looks like it's working.
It's a little tricky for Goki here, and even more for the UTA defense. He pulls the bunt away and swings at this one.
And that's going to be Stieber stepping on the bag to get the out there.
It's kind of a little luck of the draw there for Stieber. He's already kind of having that momentum running forward from just the pitching stance. And so he's able to just easily run up, get that grounder off, and head over to first base. Easy out.
So looking good for the Mavs here in the top of this fourth. 2 outs. No runners on base with Reed Wilbanks up to bat.
So once again, Trojans getting back to the top of their order. So they've already been through 18 batters now.
Mavs pitching staff are getting them through one way or another.
Now Stieber again. 1-0 count.
And that's a good hit to right field and caught.
So the defensive momentum continues to build here. There's Xander McAfee spinning around to make that catch in right field, but now the Mavericks just have to find a way to get it on the bats. They got the gloves working hot, but the bats are not just yet.
So coming up at the bottom of the fourth, we've got the Mavs batting. Coming off that great catch on the warning track, it is no runs, no hits, and no errors.
Whoa, look at that whale.
Your cologne is too strong.
Anorexic much? You're such a pig. Her boobs aren't big enough.
Too skinny.
You need to stop eating.
You need a hamburger.
So ugly.
So gross.
Did you roll in Doritos? Oompa Loompa. Those stretch marks are not cute. Ever heard of liposuction? I'm gonna barf. Do you even wash? Way too pale. Like, are you a ghost? What's on your face? Oh, wait. That's your face. Ratchet.
Weird.
Lipo.
Stop pale damage.
Ugly. Whale. Stop
Not
the freak. Hey! There are too many people in the world that are unhappy with the way they look because of the media's definition of beauty. Body shaming is a serious issue that needs to stop. It starts with you. Don't knock down your neighbor. Lift them up. This message brought to you by UTARadio.com.
You've heard of the law of gravity, right? Like when you trip at the top of the stairs, you fall to the bottom. Or nature's law.
Keep dreaming.
There's another law you can't ignore. The U.S. law requiring young men to register with Selective Service when they turn 18. Failure to comply means you can miss out on a lot, like college loans and government jobs. Fortunately, registering is easy. Just visit sss.gov on your computer or smartphone, or any post office. Do it, and it'll be one less law you have to worry about.
And we are back here for the bottom of the fourth. Xander McAfee on the plate. Looking to keep that batting average up at 273 on the season so far. 0-1 on today, though. And that is going straight to shortstop. And the feed is good for the first out of this inning.
Seguin making it look easy there. Just getting that ground ball. He has to move over right behind the second base bag a little bit, but easy, nice throw over to first base in time. Puts an out on the board.
Next up, the first baseman, Justin Rumfield. Batting a eye-popping .438 on the season in his limited at-bats.
Yeah, he's gotten both games yesterday and today. Didn't get the Friday nod, but he'll take 2 out of 3, and there's a first pitch strike from Klein.
Already 3 doubles for him on the season so far. Looking to add to that here.
I think 2 of them came yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. 2 of them did, yes. Just come from yesterday, so he had 1 prior to the series against the Trojans. But he's not done yet. He's already 1 for 1 today. Had 1 earlier this game.
Yeah, looking to start a little bit of a streak here. And that is up to center. He's under it, and that is out for the second out of the inning.
And I'm glad we got that one correct, because we do have this metal panel kind of blocking our view in there between center and left. So I like your eyesight there. You got some good ones there.
Yeah, I've got to, if I can lean forward, I can just about see under it. So next up, we've got Jake Martinez, the center fielder.
I will say we are grateful to have the press box. I've been on the table over there in the stands on the third base side. You just got to. Hopefully the weather's nice when you're out there. It is nice today. We're not going to go above 70 degrees. I think today it'll stay in the upper 60s, but no wind finally.
No.
this afternoon.
An absolutely beautiful day after the weird weather we've had this past week.
It started with a dust storm, then mostly cloudy yesterday. And finally, that clear skies we've been waiting for.
But I will say those our infielders probably aren't adoring the clear skies too much today.
No, they got to have their best polarized sunglasses today. It is bright.
And that's the third pitch of that, and that is a good hit out to left field for a single.
And Jake Martinez got every piece of that one, just drilled it straight to left field. Good job by Ty Rhodes to keep that in front of him, because otherwise Martinez had some speed over there to first base.
I think, seriously, if he had hit that just a little bit harder, that would have been good for at least a double.
Bethel comes up to bat now. 246 average. He's already shown off the glove today, trying to show off the bat as well. Already 1 for 1.
And there's the pitch. That was inside down below the knees for a ball. Oh.
Had that single back in the 5th inning there for Bethel. 4 doubles on the year as well, so him and Renfield, they know how to get that ball to the wall.
Gotta close my window right here. There's a wasp trying to get in.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Good job.
There's a wasp trying to get in over here. Counts now 1-1 for Bethel.
I'll make sure to bring my swatter next time.
Oh, yeah. some repellent or something. Raid. Oh. Attempts to go for the pickoff, but not in time.
We actually saw the Mavericks get a Trojan on the pickoff yesterday, but it's definitely one of the toughest plays in baseball. Your throw has to be very precise and on time, so that combination, tough for most right-handed pitchers over there at first base.
That is up behind home plate. Looking like that one, I think I heard it hit the roof. I think that's a foul ball.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like Sammy Harris was thinking about, getting really aggressive, trying to find that ball in the sky, but lets it soar out of play there. So a 1-2 count to Bethel. This is where the Mavericks like to really get the bats hot, is that they're feeling the pressure. They're against the wall with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
And that's over to shortstop. Possible double play, but not needed. That's the 3rd out at second, and that will retire the inning.
So I kind of had my prediction right. Like they made contact at least, but nice little routine toss there for Seguin, and the Mavericks once again just have to head to the dugout empty-handed.
They at least got a hit this inning, but no runs on that one hit and no errors as we come back for the top of the 5th.
Today's news is filled with coverage about the Ebola virus, but it's making us forget about another virus that's about to start sweeping its way through the country. Influenza is a seasonal virus that occurs during the winter months in the United States. CDC estimates between 15 and 63 million people will contract the flu each year. The best thing is, you can protect yourself without hazmat suits or avoiding bodily fluids. But you should probably do that anyway. Do yourself a favor. Schedule your flu shot today. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
With the Rangers fighting for a playoff spot and the Cowboys, Stars, and Mavs looking to get over their postseason woes, this fall you need to be tuned in to the Fieldhouse every Wednesday from 4 to 6. We'll be keeping you up to date on all the DFW sports news, plus doing an analytical dive into all the games. So join Jet Nelson and myself, Max Paulson, as we give you the best sports takes in the Metroplex. You can hear us every Wednesday from 4 to 6 on the home of UTA Sports. UTA Radio, online, all the time.
Are you tired of Sabrina Carpenter? Bored to death with Billie Eilish? Can't take Drake? Listen to Joseph's Rockin' Radio Hour. 60s, 70s, and 80s classics that still go hard today. Tune in every Monday from 5 to 7 at utaradio.com or download the app.
Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for my radio hour from 5 to 7. But back here at the ballpark, it's going into the top of the 5th. Sammy Harris up to plate for the Trojans, and Steepers looking good these last couple innings, but no offense support for him as left us in a 5-0 hole.
Yeah, Mavericks still trying to just find that cohesive unit today, but like you said, at least they kept the scoring in the first and second innings, so Little Rock hasn't been able to pile it on just yet.
That first pitch fouled off to the right, so count is now 0-1 for Harris. And that pitch is a little inside the strike zone away, 0-2.
So now with an 0-2 count, Stieber's got a chance to be a bit more selective with what off-speed pitch he wants to use here.
Fouled off him, and I think it hit him in the hand or something.
Yeah, I think it might have
Harris
either rattled his hands or maybe shot down and hit the tip of his foot there. They're going to actually ask him if he's okay here.
Yeah, Harris really not looking very comfortable after that attempt. Training staff out there taking a look at him.
Well, now it's the coach there, Coach Curry, Chris Curry of Little Rock, actually discussing the matter with the umpire there behind the plate. Harris just talking to the medical staff at the moment.
They potentially trying to decide whether it's a hit by pitch?
I think that might be exactly right. I didn't think too much about it, but, I mean, Harris puts his helmet back on. He's not moving quite over to first. Not too sure here. Everyone seems calm and collected about it. Looks like Harris is going to, hold on to the bat and take a few more pitches here.
So call now still 0-2 for Harris. He steps back into the batter's box.
It's funny, UTA actually leads this game in hits, but it just hasn't really panned out for him. Mostly due to those 3 errors. And there is the hit by pitch finally. Yep. And Harris is going to have a few bruises on his way over to first base.
Probably the most painful first base he'll ever get, at least here today, hopefully. But
yeah, I guess if you had the chance, if you have a walk in your left hand and a hit by pitch in your right, you pick the left hand.
Probably. But looking to have a little bit more cleaner pitching here against Ryan Geck. Gets the first pitch, swing and a miss for 1 strike, no balls.
And I'm glad Stieber used the fastball there. Geck was swinging for the fences on that one. If he got anything slower, it could have been a good 400 feet to left field.
Oh, yeah. That second pitch called the ball. Count 1-1.
So now he's got a level count. Let's see if he's too concerned about this runner. You got Sammy Harris, who's been caught stealing once on the year, but that was his only try.
Still looking for the first double play of the game, too. This is pretty much the situation you'd want.
Absolutely. They haven't been seeing a lot of them opportunities come around. We've seen Little Rock just too easily get guys into scoring positions. That double play hasn't been very common.
Stieber talking with his catcher. He's decided on a pitch, and there it is. Slider away. Ball 3.
I remember being a young baseball fan, and I would always wonder, why would catchers paint their nails? It used to, I mean, nothing wrong with it. I know the stuff's going around the world, but it's actually to see the fingers to communicate with your pitcher, so that way he can see what sign you're calling. Sometimes it's too bright outside. It's hard to see, the finger signs there of your catcher. So I know Earhart follows that technique.
And that was a good hit out to left field, just a little single. Got down on the ground and past Bethel at third. And that puts 2 runners on base for the Trojans. No outs.
Ryan,
at the top of the 5th.
Ryan Geck's been doing really good at just putting the ball in play. Looking at yesterday, there's Geck with the 2 RBI single there in the 7th and infield single in the 5th. He's just been putting the ball where it needs to go. He's been a consistent bat. Pretty sure his average is well close to 300 on the year. Geck actually, 288. So now he's over at first base, and now over to second goes Sammy Harris.
And those runners for the Trojans being very aggressive with this no-out situation. They're leading off very far, especially over there on second.
pretty much identical situation to what we saw in the first inning. This one gets away from Earhart. Will he throw to third? He will not. Both runners advance off of a wild pitch, but yeah, pretty similar situation. Just Little Rock able to get guys on base and then advance them into scoring position. That's only the fourth hit of the game there for Little Rock. They've used some extracurricular activity to kind of get guys moving around.
Oh, yeah. So after that, we've got runners on second and third. Still no outs here. 1-2 count, and that's a hit over to, no. He hits it over to shortstop, and who feeds it to first for the out, but they bring in another runner.
Phillips, I guess, probably thought about turning it over to home plate to try to force the out there, but I think it was a safer play. Just go with what you know. The easy out was at first, and at least you get to see that one on the board instead of the goose egg.
Oh, yeah. So sitting here now, Cooper Chaplin up to plate. Runner on third. Stieber with the pitch. And that hit is drilled to right field, but caught. That's going to bring in a runner, though, on the sac fly.
Yeah, big sacrifice opportunity there for Chaplin. You were right. He did drill that thing to right field. Xander McAfee lucky to get under that one easily. So the lineout does put 2 outs on the board, but look at that, another 2 runs coming in for Little Rock. 7-0 now, still just 4 hits for the Trojans. They've found a way to not even need the bats that much, just get on base. They're playing a little money ball today.
Oh, yeah. Lots of walks here by Stieber. If you don't swing on a pitch by Stieber, it's likely to be a ball today.
Luckily for Stieber, I'll call him Papa Stieber one more time. His second child being born this week. But only third earned run of the day coming in on that one. So he's found a way to at least minimize his damage in terms of earned runs.
Second pitch of that is strike 2. That was a good couple of pitches there. Looking to punch Cade Martin out and keep the damage here in the fifth to 2. And he gets it. A swing and a miss. Retires the side.
It's like Cade Martin's going to want that one back. Looking at the film, he's just turned that bat around a little too far, and the check swing ends up going around. That's why I either swing the bat or I hold on to it, back in my day. So that's going to end things up for the Trojans, but they tag on 2 runs.
And they earn a hit on no errors in the top of the 5th here at Clay Gould Ballpark.
Smoking in every way imaginable is disgusting. It destroys your insides and opens the door for all sorts of health problems. Smoking itself increases your chances of attaining heart disease, stroke, and lung cancer over 2-fold at the least, not to mention everything else it can do to you.
Smoking causes inflammation and decreased immune function.
Smoking is directly linked with emphysema, COPD, and chronic bronchitis.
Smoking damages your blood vessels, raises your blood pressure, and creates clots within them.
Smoking increases your chances of getting type 2 diabetes by 30 to 40%.
Smoking can cause almost any form of cancer to appear. 1 in 3 cancer deaths could be avoided if no one smoked.
Smoking kills nearly 500,000 people each year.
Don't let yourself be another statistic. Don't let yourself get beaten by a nasty habit. Don't let yourself drown in tar. This message has been brought to you by UTARadio.com.
I was probably a little bit like you. There was a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines. I didn't know what to believe, and I tell you, everyone has an opinion. Some of my friends got vaccinated and some were against it. But I knew this was an important decision, so I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. It's your call, so talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. That's getvaccineanswers.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Back here at Clay Gould Ballpark to start the bottom of the 5th now. Score is 7-0 for Little Rock as Parker Earhart takes the first pitch. Strike 1.
Parker Earhart came into this season preseason WAC first team, but now has a batting average of 148. He's been working on it. He had the base hit yesterday when he came in relief of Jeff Marlowe, but otherwise, everyone's just kind of scratching their head wondering why is Parker Earhart dealing with a slump this early on. Maybe that means he's due for a big second half of the season, but he's always remained composed. He knows his role as a big reason of why the pitching staff is so composed, because he's back there getting all the balls and strikes. He's keeping everything in front of him, so I think the bat's just going to come around here for Parker.
I think so. 0 for 1 today, but he's showing good discipline in this at bat. 2 balls and a strike, and that's a third ball.
So now he's got the green light here. He can either watch one fall in there or take a hack at it.
I expect him to swing for the fences, but he doesn't. That is ball 4, and he is going to advance to first.
So Earhart takes his base for Klein. That's only the second walk of the day. There is Earhart's over at first base. Not the speediest base runner there for UTA, but one that they will try to use aggressively here.
So next up to bat, number 12, Austin Phillips, the shortstop, who similarly and also has a little bit of a lower batting average than other members on our team so far. Only a 190 so far on this season, and 0 for 1 today.
Did get the big hit yesterday, his first home run. Also has a double on the year, so he's able to put some power behind it, even though only being a freshman this year and Fort Worth native.
Yeah, 293 slugging percentage isn't terrible.
Not at all. No, that's like we've said. If you're around 300, you're doing just fine.
Oh yeah. And another strike. Count now 0-2 for Phillips.
So now he's got a tricky situation here. Might want to choke up on the bat here. Just make sure whatever you do, you're making contact no matter what.
Klein shakes off a pitch. Steps up. Look for the pitch off, but doesn't get it. He wasn't running.
Looks like Earhart was caught a bit surprised there on the pickoff throw, but he was already standing on the bag. So yeah, easy opportunity to be safe.
And a swing and a miss for Phillips, but that's going to be a But the pitch goes behind him. He's still out at first, but that's a stolen base by Martinez. Nope, by Earhart.
And now you're wondering what could have been if Austin Phillips realized that there was a drop third strike there. It's a weird opportunity, but if the catcher does drop that third strike, you can try to beat out the throw to first. And I feel like if Austin Phillips really put 100% effort into that one, he could have made it.
Yeah. But we've still got a runner in scoring position with Dotson. Batting order flips over now. Dotson looking for his first hit of the day.
Dotson surprisingly went 0 for 5 yesterday, maybe 0 for 6 after that walk. Oh no, 0 for 5. The walk won't go on to the record there, but a couple of strikeouts, fly out, line out yesterday, and then actually reached base on an error in the 7th. So he at least got to be a base runner yesterday, but another quiet one today. Ran into the fielder's choice and a fly out.
And now he's looking at an 0-2 count. The pitch, and he gets it though. Drilled out to right field, and that's over the wall. Excellent work. So the Mavericks look to try to claw back of this deficit somewhat. They get in 2 runs.
Cade Dodson's first home run of the year. How about it for the freshman? About 350 feet to right field, and he's going to be taking that ball home for sure.
Excellent work. So they bring back the score 7-2 now. And I think this could be the start of a momentum shift here if Jackson Hill can build on that a little bit.
Absolutely. You finally get rid of the goose egg there. It's now 7-2. You get the 2-run shot there, and now that's all you need. You got you're leading in hits still. You're up 5 hits to 4 over Little Rock. Now you just got to find a way to get more guys on base here. Still plenty of time left.
Second pitch here for Jackson. Inside, 1-1 now the count for Hill.
Klein still doing very well here, 2.83 ERA. But through 19 batters faced, only allowing 2 runs and 5 hits, I think that's pretty solid for your Sunday starter.
Oh, yeah. I think the pitching staff will have no complaints about his performance at the end of the day. Another pitch, and that is high up. They're looking for it out in the outfield, and they bring it in for the second out.
And so now the Mavericks get Tice Armstrong up to bat with 2 outs. This is the Mavericks' favorite spot to put up some runs, is with 2 outs on the board. But it does kind of feel like after the home run, it's hard to follow that. So we'll see if Armstrong's able to generate some energy here. He's 0 for 1.
Righty versus righty here. And the pitch. Just inside, but they call it a strike.
76 miles per hour there on that 12-6 breaking ball for Jack Klein. One we barely see today, but maybe one he's just trying to build some confidence on. Up by 5 runs still.
A good check swing. 1-1 now for Armstrong.
And there's always a decision you have. You're facing the best hitter of the team. 328 batting average for Armstrong. So earlier we just saw a 4-pitch walk. Mostly inside pitches there for Armstrong. But then they went right back to him and got him to strike out. So,
and that's another swing and a miss for him on the day.
You always want to wonder what that pitcher's thinking. Do I really try to face him here? Do I try to strike him out? It paid off last time.
It's looking like Klein wants to punch him out again. Count 1-2 now. And that pitch is high up. He hits it, but brings it in for the out. And they will go down, but not without a fight.
Yeah, at least tagged on a couple runs there. Big first collegiate homer for Cade Dodson. He's got to be feeling good after that one, but the rest of the team not feeling so great, still down by 5.
And we will come back to the top of the 6th after these messages.
According to the National Institute of Mental Health, it is estimated that over 16 million adults suffer from depression in the U.S. If you are experiencing persistent sadness or emptiness, or problems with sleep, eating, concentration, or suicidal thoughts for 2 weeks or more, you may have depression. Depression has many forms. Don't ignore the warning signs. If you are feeling suicidal, please call 911 or 1-800-273-8255. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Let's see. Age, sex, male. Diseases you're at risk for. Flu, whooping cough, pneumococcal disease.
Vaccines can protect you from serious diseases adults can be at risk for. And the older you get, the more serious they could be.
Shingles.
Take the quiz at cdc.gov/vaccines to learn more. Or call 1-800-CDC-INFO. Then talk with your healthcare professional. Don't wait. Vaccinate.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to the ballpark. Score is now 7-2 Little Rock, and we were just talking over the break about Mavs potentially making a pitching change this inning, and it looks like they are going to go ahead and do that. Number 34, Jack Hagan on the mound now for the Mavs.
He brings in a 7.36 ERA, just his 5th appearance on the rubber for UTA this season. 7.1 innings pitched.
I was going to say, he's got a real interesting form. He likes to throw his arm way out in front of him.
It's like almost not sidearm completely, but it's out to the right side there for the right-hander. Very far stretched. Maybe that's a good advantage against a right-handed batter here like Seguin.
1-1 now the count for Seguin. And the pitch. And that ball is drilled to left field. Looking under it. And they get it on the warning track for a quick out here in the 6th.
It was quite the run there for the center fielder, Jake Martinez. He has to travel quite a ways to get that one in left center, but he's able to get the glove on it and fight the sun. Puts an out on the board.
Sun's still beaten down here. It's about 2:26 here in the afternoon, and it is high in the sky. So those balls out to the outfield are going to be pretty challenging for those outfielders.
Contact on the first pitch there. Cano, he's still trying to get his average up. It's down to 188 on the season. 0 for 2 today. Got an error from the Mavericks in the first, and then a strikeout in the fourth.
Another pitch from Hagen. That's 1-1.
So now Hagen, we've seen a lot of his fastball. Let's see if he mixes it up a little bit, goes back to the off speed here.
Nope, that's going to be another fastball, and that one is again drilled out of the park, but not in the home run sense, foul.
91 miles per hour on that one. Yeah, you're exactly right. He went right back to that fastball. There it is again, 91. So at least got some consistency there.
And another foul again by Cano. He's seeing this fastball really well.
He just needs to straighten it out here. Looks like he's swinging a bit late. There it gets taken.
And that's a grounder to third. Bethel gets it over to first. And a good throw is good for the out.
There's Tate Bethel again. He took one for the team there. I could tell that one missed his glove. That was right to the gut there for Bethel, but he fields it cleanly enough and gets it over to Rumfield for the out.
Sitting at 2 outs now on the inning. This is exactly what Hagen wanted to accomplish when he came into this game, and he's been throwing some good pitches so far.
So now in all 3 games we've seen this move by the Trojans. Around the 5th or 6th inning, they bring in right fielder Andrew Pickering as a pinch hitter, and then he takes over in the field as well.
Hit to first, and Hagen with the out, and that is going to complete the inning. Hagen retires them in order.
Yeah, I was about to say almost perfection there as Jack Hagen comes on, gets 3 quick outs, didn't even throw 10 pitches there.
That was about 5, I think, 6.
Yeah,
if
very,
that.
very low. So Mavericks get to evade a jam there.
Excellent. So we will be back for the bottom of the 6th momentarily.
According to the National Institute of Mental Health, it is estimated that over 16 million adults suffer from depression in the U.S. If you are experiencing persistent sadness or emptiness, or problems with sleep, eating, concentration, or suicidal thoughts for 2 weeks or more, you may have depression. Depression has many forms. Don't ignore the warning signs. If you are feeling suicidal, please call 911 or 1-800-273-8255. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Our world is filled with insurmountable dangers. Violence and hatred litter our day-to-day lives, but nothing on this cursed earth stacks up to the evil that is bad music. Bad music. Bad music. Every day, at least a gajillion American citizens are faced with distasteful tunes, and the effects that it brings with it can lead to permanent damage.
My son started listening to bad music as soon as he could download an MP3 file. I witnessed the changes in his behavior almost immediately. As soon as the headphones approach his ears, the malice in his heart is awakened. He's keyed my car, he won't do the dishes, he farted in my breakfast cereal once. That's for real. That's a real conversation I had to have with my son.
Yeah, my dad's totally lame, okay? He told you about that cereal thing, right? That was amazing.
Bad music is a powerful entity, but you can save yourself from its everlasting damage. Bring an emergency pair of earplugs wherever you go, and know that UTA Radio's music selection is here to keep you safe. This message brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th after a pretty good defensive inning by the Mavs, looking to follow it up with a little bit of offense and try to cut into this 7-2 lead by Little Rock. Xander McAfee up to plate now. Takes the first pitch. Called a strike.
I've always wondered, I know you touched on it earlier in this game, but batters like to watch that first pitch just flying through the zone. Maybe you don't want to force contact too early, but
trying to get the timing right or something, but it hasn't seemed to be working all that well here for the Mavericks today.
I feel like I want to take advantage of every swingable pitch I see.
Oh, yeah. Especially in this game that's becoming a bit of a blowout.
Mavericks have had a chance to reel it back in, but they just can't seem to really replicate that 5th inning.
No, not with that hit, which was a good hit, but it popped up a little too high, and so was able to be brought in for the out.
Yeah, despite that 2-run homer there for Dawson. The Mavericks still trail by 5, but the 5 hits have been really isolated. You had the double there from Rumfield. He gets stranded on second base. It's just kind of been there's not much support behind the hitting. It's all just isolated.
So now Rumfield up to bat. Batting .412 so far. 1 for 2 on today. Looking to add another double to his already 3 doubles on the season.
So now Rumfield watches that one. Big curveball again there by Klein. You can see that 12-6 movement on it. Just dips out of the zone there, so he's ahead in the count.
2-0. And the pitch. And that hit is drilled to center. It's going to get down. Oh, and a good diving catch.
Cade Goki out there. Tracks it down. He had to run a good 50 feet to find it there through the sun. And
catches it on his stomach, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he was kind of thinking about it. He's like, oh, do I dive? I better not let it get past me. So he lays out and gets the glove on it. Sports Center type of moment there for Goki.
100%. And so now there's 2 outs on the inning for the Mavs, and Jake Martinez looking to try to extend this inning just a little bit more. 1 for 2 today. That first pitch high in the zone, but called a strike.
Breaking ball again, 77 miles per hour. He's really feeling good about it now. He's even painting the corners with it.
Oh, yeah. That was away. Call the ball. Count 1-1 now for Martinez.
Looks like the outfield takes a few steps closer to Martinez here. Guy who has yet to hit a home run this year.
That ball's out again. 2-1. Good hitters count here for Martinez.
Yeah, has a lot of opportunity. You can watch strike 2 come across. You're still alive at the plate, but hey, maybe ball 3 comes across.
And the pitch. He fouls it off, and that's going to be out of the park for another foul ball.
We've seen a lot of those go back there. I've always kind of wondered that. Does UTA just have like a giant stash of baseballs? they gotta have something like that, but
a barrel.
I know you gotta be prepared for about at least, what do you think, 50 foul balls?
At least. It has been Foul City here today.
You can put that on a T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
Foul City. There's plenty here. come check it out.
And with the full count, Martinez gets the walk.
So he'll take his base here. That's all the Mavericks can really ask for at this point. Just get runners on base and then see what your bats can do from there. Because there's been hits today. There's been 5 hits.
Oh, yeah.
The errors have calmed down since the first inning. I think the Mavericks now just need to get guys on and try to be a bit aggressive. They did get caught stealing earlier today, though. So
hopefully Bethel can be a little bit of a turntable here. 1 for 2 today with that off of that 3-hit day a couple days ago against Little Rock. It's a big wasp.
Oh, do I need to be worried about
Strike 1 is.
Well, maybe
hanging around over here.
Slide my window down a little bit. We don't need any wasps in here.
Commentary would get a little crazy if that happened.
Yeah, I don't need that on my bingo card.
No. Oh, that is a high fly ball to center, and that is caught, and will end the inning.
Cade Goki making it look easy out there in right field, tracking down the towering fly ball. And once again, Martinez is on, but gets left stranded again. Mavericks still trail by 5.
So score now 7-2, no 1 hit, no runs, and no errors in that inning as we head to the top of the 7th.
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die. Don't have sex in the missionary position. Don't have sex standing up. Just don't do it, promise?
Regardless of the position, make sure you're always on the defense.
The best position is the safe position. It takes just 3 seconds to grab a condom.
And just 3 seconds to not become a factor in unplanned pregnancy and STDs.
Know your option.
Know your worth. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your
Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Coming back near at the ballpark for the 7th inning stretch, and we're talking over the break how Mavericks pitching staff is going to have a little bit of fun today. So the last inning we had Jack Hagan, senior, on the mound, and now this inning we've got Aaron Calhoun, a junior, on the mound for the Mavs.
7.20 ERA on the season, so very similar to Hagan's 7.36. But now even less innings pitched than Hagan for Calhoun. This is only his 6th inning pitched on the year. He's looking for strikeouts. He's only got 2 on the year.
And I thought Hagan looked pretty good in that last inning, so a little bit of an unusual choice, but just trying to get some arms moving, I think, for the Mavs, just trying to get everyone involved here today.
Absolutely. I think they were looking for speed. That's why they brought Hagan in. Now let's see if Calhoun can replicate that.
Good feed by Bethel over to Rumfield, and gets the first out of the inning quickly off the first pitch.
Wilbanks trying to catch the Maverick defense sleeping there with a bunt, but he just sends it right to the glove of Bethel, and easy throw out over to first.
So next up to bat for Little Rock is Sammy Harris, infielder. Lefty against righty action here.
Harris got pretty beaten up in the last at bat. Had a foul ball bounce off of him and then hit by the pitch.
Had to take a few seconds with the coaching staff to make sure he was good, but he's looking good in this at-bat so far.
It's kind of a saying like every rose has its thorn. He had a single and then the RBI single home run, solo home run. So it's only fair. He had to pay his tax on it.
But overall, he's had a pretty good day so far, looking at 2 balls, 0 strikes now in this count.
Yeah, no hitter would complain about a 2-0 game, 2-0 trip to the plate.
Absolutely not. So let's see what he goes next for this pitch. He lets it go by him for strike 1.
So Calhoun now really relying on that fastball. It's around 88 miles per hour. That might be the cap of his speed.
We'll see. He's looking for the next pitch. And that's a little blooper over to first, and they get the out.
And I like Calhoun's composure there. He doesn't rush that throw. He gets the ground ball right back to him, has that momentum off the mound. And we've seen pitchers before just try to rush that play. They think it's too easy. They can just flip it. He goes through the fundamentals. He squares up to it, tosses it cleanly over to Rumfield, and secures that second out.
So another good showing from our reserve pitchers today. Already 2 outs on 2 batters seen for Calhoun here today.
Yeah, not letting anything get past him. That's exactly what Mike Trapasso and Mike Taylor, the coaching staff of this team for UTA, is looking for. They're just seeing who can come in and get good quality innings. We're not afraid to dig into our bullpen. That's what they're showing here today.
And pretty good showing so far. 1-1 now count on Ryan Geck. Looking for the next pitch. And that's a little low. Ball 2.
Ryan Geck, another great day to finish off the series. He's got the single from the 5th and then a walk in the 1st.
Another pitch. And that is strike 2 after a swing and a miss. Count evened up.
Calhoun able to paint that lower portion of the zone. That's what you want to see from your junior pitcher.
Deuces on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's see what he can do. And that ball is high. Over there looking for it, but it is foul.
Looks like it actually interrupted the bullpen warm-up there for the Mavs. They were like, well, we got to wait for this thing to fly through.
Looks like they've got at least a couple guys in there warming up.
I need to get my contacts fixed. They can't see all the way over there. Even my prescription's needing work.
Looks like they've got a couple over there, so I'd expect at least a couple more pitchers to make an appearance here for the Mavs today. But an excellent inning by Calhoun as he strikes him out, and that's 3 outs.
I could tell that was on Calhoun's mind, too. He was thinking, man, only 2 strikeouts on the year. I need to add one here. he gets just that to switch the sides, too. So now through the past 2 innings, the Mavericks have kept Little Rock scoreless. Let's see if they can just get that run support to follow through.
So let's see if they can, I think if their offense can get clicking, we'll have a pretty good game here. So coming up next, 7th inning stretch here at Clay Gould Ballpark.
We ask students the reason why they donate blood.
I'm healthy and happy, might as well take 15 minutes out of my day and stop and give some.
Seems like the right thing to do.
I've got O positive, so that's really nice to have.
You know, our soldiers over there in war, we get injured, and, you know, it's what saves our lives.
Giving blood is giving life. Each pint of blood you donate can save up to 3 lives. You heard it yourself. Give blood today.
Hey, welcome to Madeline's. Your server will be with you in just a moment, okay? Y'all enjoy y'all's dinner, all right? OMG, Sydney, why did you sit me with those Asians? You know they never tip.
Dude, did you see that trench coat that guy was wearing? He's totally gonna shoot up the school.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Yeah, you. Can you take that hoodie off? Sir, get your hands out of your pockets right now. Sir? Sir!
An unarmed African-American male was shot and killed while walking home from the gas station Monday night. The police officer Stereotyping separates communities, causes wrong impressions, and even death. Don't stereotype. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
And welcome back here to the ballpark. Bottom of the 7th now with Parker Earhart up to bat, facing up against Klein again. This is his 7th inning on the mound, and he shows no signs of stopping.
No doubt about it. He is still ripping that 88-mile-per-hour fastball there. This is a bit low, but still plenty of velocity on it.
Oh, yeah. 1-0 count now for Earhart.
It's going to be Earhart, Phillips, and Donson, the 3 due up for the Mavericks.
He looks at another pitch. That's strike 1. 1-1.
So Earhart on the year, still looking to get up from that 148 average. Did get the walk back in the 5th, though, so he's showing his experience and discipline at the plate.
Almost a grounder, but just foul off the line.
Looks like Harris could have laid out to reach it, if it was fair, but decides to let that one go past.
Still looking today for his first hit, Earhart. No doubles, triples, or home runs on the year either. Looking maybe to add something to that, but nope. That is the 3rd strike, and he is out.
You can tell that frustration in Earhart's, stature there, too. He's just thinking, same old, can't get out of it. But his teammates there to pat him on the back. There's no lack of communication between this UTA team. They still have that family aspect. You kind of feel that at the mid-major level. UTA just has a lot of guys there where they're all fighting for reps. They're all, they have a very common goal, and you feel that when you get closer to conference play. I think we're seeing that. This team really gelled together well halfway through the year.
And, it's really good. We don't have the biggest crowd out here at the ballpark today, but a good crowd. They've been into it.
Absolutely, yeah. They're cheering Earhart on, so, tough moment there. But now you get Austin Phillips up here, another guy who's due for one, had the home run last night.
Already in a
they try to build off of it, yeah.
Yeah, already in a good headers count, 2-0. Let's see what he can do here. And that's a 3rd ball. Looking like they're going to walk Phillips here.
And maybe this is where Klein gets back. Just throws that fastball, kind of a meatball right back into the middle. But you never know. Maybe they just want to avoid the bat of Phillips here.
Yep, and they do just that. Oh, never mind. Umpire took a second to take that one too, but that is called a strike.
It fooled everybody. Even Phillips started moving over to first base thinking he had the walk there, but decides to have to hold on for a 3-1 here.
And there it is. There's ball 4, and he walks to first.
So for walks on Jack Klein today, that's going to be number 4 there. So 4 free runners there for UTA, but UTA really hasn't been able to take advantage of it.
Do you know what that brings him up to on the season?
For walks?
Klein. Yeah, for Klein.
Ooh, it'd be tough. I could find it here, though. Let's see here on the stat page.
Up next, we've got, while you're looking for that, up next we've got Cade Dotson looking. 1 for 3 today.
Jack Klein, that's going to be, if you add 4 to the 9 he started with, he's at 13 walks on the year.
Yeah, so already he's building up that walk count, kind of inflating that stat for his a little bit.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, but...
Oh, and he looks like he didn't like that pitch. He got a lot of his players and some of the coaching staff coming out to the mound now.
They might be a little bit concerned about Phillips, but the numbers don't really justify it. In terms of stealing bases, Austin Phillips, none stolen, none caught. He's just never had a chance to steal just yet for the Mavericks this year.
Looks like Klein's saying he's good.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what that conversation was about.
Yeah.
They were probably thinking, how much gas you got in the tank there, Jack? And he said, I'm all right. So he's at least pitching the rest of the 7th.
Yeah. Up against Dodson. Order flips over. We've got 1-0 on the count now. Looking around. And the pitch. Goes for the bunt. Doesn't get it, and first base was off the bag, so the attempt to pick off the steal at first is unsuccessful.
It was a nice throw there from behind the plate there for Cade Martin. Fires it over there to first base and Cano, but luckily Phillips was already back to the bag.
Another bunt attempt, but that is ball 3.
So now Dodson's got the green light here as well. Just a chance to maybe watch one come by, see what you're working with in terms of the strike zone, or let it rip.
3 balls, no strikes, and only 1 out on the inning for Cade. He's going to be looking to punch it, I think.
There's another pickoff throw over to first. Phillips not showing any signs of movement yet.
Shows him the bunt again, and that's just inside. 3-1. Now the count for Cade.
So I bet Cade might be watching another one come through here too. They're going to try to work Klein's pitch count a little bit here and wait for that perfect pitch to square up for the bunt.
And that is ball 4. And it's going to be another ball for Klein today. Bases now runners on first and second with Jackson Hill up to bat.
And now it looks like head coach Chris Curry's going to come out and bring in some relief for his starting pitcher. Jack Klein will finish the day with a 2.64 ERA, 27 batters faced, only allowed 2 earned runs. So quite the performance as they dig into the bullpen now.
Inflated his ball numbers just a little bit today, but overall a pretty productive day for him. And, he's going out of the bullpen, getting the handshakes from the crowd, and they're looking to bring in a relief.
So now we'll take a moment to dig into the numbers here for the new pitcher. We'll be back in a moment here on UTARadio.com.
Every day, hundreds of college radio stations take to the air. College radio changes the lives of those who are involved with it and can change those who listen to it too.
College radio means finding yourself. It helped me find what I wanted to do in not only school but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen to this station and supporting the students who make it happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
Hey, you! Yeah, you, mister. I'm 18 years old at the top of my game and I got everything to look forward to. Over here, I got a question for you. Did you register with Selective Service yet? No? Give me a break. All those big plans you got, all those big dreams, forget about it. College, forget about it. If you need student loans, job training, forget about it. Government jobs, forget about it. If you're an 18-year-old guy and you're not registered, you can't even get your driver's license renewed in most states. And you can't become a citizen if you're an immigrant. So here's the deal. It's the law. If you're at a computer, it takes like a minute to get it done at sss.gov. No computer, no excuses. Go to the post office, fill out a Selective Service registration form, and drop it in the mail. Done. Bada bing. So save yourself the hassle you don't need and go chase those dreams and get on with your life. Now get out of here and don't forget about it. Register with Selective Service. That's sss.gov, or go to your post office.
Welcome back, and yep, they are going to make a substitution here. They're going with Blake Van Cleve on the mound.
4.34 ERA on the year. Did lose the one game he accounted for as a relief pitcher. 7th appearance on the year. 18.2 innings pitched, allowed 18 hits and 11 runs, but there's the big number right there, 14 strikeouts. He's menacing when it comes to those off-speed pitches.
And it looks like batting against him, batters are only getting 2.54 against him, so we'll see if he can get that number down just a little bit and keep those Mavericks runners at bay.
If you look at across the stat page, he's definitely in the upper percentile in terms of where he's able to keep hitters at bay. You see, I'm looking at 333. There's 298, so nothing wrong with 254.
Not at all. Looking back now, we've got Jackson Hill up on the mound, or on the plate, facing.
So there's Austin Phillips at second base there, and then Donson over at first. Both guys walked here, so now it's up to Jackson Hill trying to move the runners around here.
Van Cleve looking at second, looking like he wants to pick him off, but a pitch instead. And that's 2-0.
So 2 balls here. Hill has just about any opportunity he wants here. He wants to watch one go through as a strike or ball. Either way.
And there's the pitch, and he hits it directly over to first. And he fed it to second. Out.
Interesting thought process there by Cano at first base. He grounds it and gets the fielder's choice out at second, but now you have a tricky situation for the rest of your defense. You leave runners on the corners here for the best UTA hitter, Tice Armstrong.
Their only saving grace is that they have 2 outs. So if they can manage to get Armstrong out in any way possible, they will get out of this inning scot-free.
So now Armstrong bets .323 on the year, but quiet today, 0 for 2 with a walk, strikeout, and pop-up.
And another pickoff attempt, and none of those have been successful so far. Able to get back over to the bag pretty fast. Now Armstrong with the pitch, or Van Cleese with the pitch. 0-1 for Armstrong.
And I can tell Little Rock travels well with their team. They brought plenty of fans out there, nice and loud, loving what they see today.
And the pitch, and that is high in the zone, strike 2.
Look at Van Cleve getting that upper portion of the zone covered. That's tough to do, especially with his fastball there. He's getting a rising fastball action.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of pitches high up in the zone, and these hitters just aren't able to see it. They've been looking low all day. 0-2. And a swing and a miss retires UTA.
Armstrong, a couple of strikeouts now today. You can see his frustration there kicking the bat, but you know, he still has to feel good about what he's been able to do this series, but he was definitely looking to step up for his team, but couldn't make it happen.
Nope, so no runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the 7th, and as we're getting to the ending of this game, the score is still 7-2, coming back at the top of the 8th.
You've heard of the law of gravity, right? Like when you trip at the top of the stairs, you fall to the bottom, or nature's law.
Keep dreaming.
There's another law you can't ignore. The U.S. law requiring young men to register with Selective Service when they turn 18. Failure to comply means you can miss out on a lot, like college loans and government jobs. Fortunately, registering is easy. Just visit sss.gov on your computer or smartphone, or any post office. Do it, and it'll be one less law you have to worry about.
Car 44, proceed to Beale Street. Unsafe trampoline in progress.
That's us, Sam.
Right, Pete. Step on it.
All right, kids, come down off that thing real slow.
What's the problem, officer? Were the children doing something wrong?
Unsafe trampoline, ma'am. Your kids were asking for trouble.
But it's just a backyard toy.
Ma'am, trampolines cause 91,000 emergency room injuries in 1 year. We say one kid on a tramp is one kid too many. 2 kids, you're playing with fire.
At the very least, you need protective padding around the frame here. And always an adult spotter.
Say, who are you guys anyway?
We're everywhere, son. We're the Trampolice.
For more on trampoline safety, visit AAOS.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
And back here at the ballpark now, top of the 8th coming up, and we've got a new pitcher again out there for UT Arlington, Hayes Melville.
13.50 ERA on the year, 0 for 1. He got his 2.2 innings pitched, but I know we were all seeing that big number on there. 4 strikeouts through the 2 innings pitched, so only 2 of the batters he faced weren't strikeouts.
And, I think if he can have a good inning today, I think he can definitely get that ERA down significantly.
And another thing, I think you mentioned it earlier, but just right-handed pitching today.
Yeah.
I don't think we're seeing any lefties today for UTA.
No, I'm looking in the bullpen, and I don't even see any lefties warming up. So looking like all righty action today as we're set to start the top of the 8th. And the first pitch fouled off back.
Back.
Oh, and 1, yeah. I was gone. I didn't even,
it looked pretty far.
Yeah, I have no idea where that one went. Melville. And the pitch. Puts it in there for strike 2.
Look at that cannon firing at 94 miles an hour. Hayes Melville, that's probably why he gets so many strikeouts. It's just hard to even look at that thing coming in at 94 miles an hour.
Is that the fastest pitch we've seen today?
That I've seen today. I think I saw 96 a couple years ago from Zach Norris. Whew. He was definitely an ace back when he was at UTA. He graduated last year. It was tough to see him go.
We will miss his arm, but, if we can keep getting throws like that out of Melville, I think we've got a successor here.
Absolutely. Already ahead in the count, 2 strikes, no balls.
Spoke too soon. 1 ball now. 1-2.
Nice little idea, though. Goes to the changeup there at 87.
Trying to get him with the swing and a miss.
Trying to get him to chase there. Rhodes had a pretty slow day, though. Reached on an error, got the RBI, but then 2 ground outs.
That's another ball down in the zone. Count even now.
Leveled up at 2 here. Looks like it's Rhodes with the green light here. Nobody on base, no outs, just trying to see what can happen here.
And the pitch. And that is another foul ball to the left. Looked like over the fence.
So now Melville gets a chance to circle the mound a little bit. His ERA on the year, 13.50, but pretty reasonable, dealing with only 2 innings pitched on the year. But leadoff hitters against him bat .500, so this is a unique position that he needs to attack here.
Also got to take into account he's got 2 wild pitches in those 2 innings. So
try to keep those to a minimum.
Yeah, haven't seen any today, but he's been throwing a lot low in the zone. As the count's full now. And he walks him.
So Rhodes gets to reach first base again today. So walks now for UTA kind of piling up. I wonder if we can look at the total today for the Mavericks.
Total. Let's go take a look.
Home stats here. I think pitching. Let's see here. Wow, it says only. I feel like we've had a lot more than 2 walks today.
Well, we've had 2 walks and then a hit by pitch. So
that's
3
right.
Total.
So UTA pitching's actually kept that to a minimum today.
And that's out to left field. Under it for the out. And runner on first will retreat back. So 1 out with Cade Martin up to bat. And 1 runner on first.
I guess I just had it mixed up with the walks for Little Rock. They got 5 on the day, so
Little Rock is
combined. There's plenty of walks, but mostly leaning on the Little Rock side.
And mostly Jack Klein there, having was that 4 or 5 walks on the day?
5 walks on the day, but he went all 7 innings there, so
that's true.
Pretty reasonable, but Yeah, I guess no. 5's actually a number you're wanting to stay away from there. Closer to 2 or 3, just like Melville here.
He's looking over at first, but decides not to. Oh, he is. He tries to go for it, but gets back to the bag in time, and he's safe.
Rumfield does a good job of getting that quick tag over, but it was at first base already there, Ty Rhodes.
So Melville now. Another foul ball over the stands and out into the parking lot. So many of those today.
I know, it looks like a lot of guys are trying to swing at the bottom of the ball. It does get, the pop-up that you look for to get that ball over the fence in the forward direction, but just hasn't really panned out.
No, a lot of balls have gone, it's just sort of slipped over the bat and out backwards. He looked at that, umpire taking a second, calls it a ball.
UTA crowd getting uproared a little bit there by the call. Just a hair too low, but UTA's asking for a little favor here. We're struggling. Help us out a little bit, Blue.
2-2, and that's over to left field. Cuts foul.
Yeah, if that wind's blowing at all, it is blowing there to the left field side, so that one gets pushed foul a little bit.
Not a bad swing, though.
Martin, the catcher today, he's batting .200 on the year. 200 with runners on as well.
And he looks at that pitch for another ball. And a base stolen.
Looks like Dodson, the second baseman for UTA, couldn't quite haul that ball in, so it reaches the ground and allows the stolen base there for Ty Rhodes. His first of the year.
Runner now on second with one out. And Martin now not really feeling much pressure up the plate at all. 3-2 now the count. And another foul ball back.
And it looked like Earhart got a little contact with that one off of the bat. Had to shake off his right hand a little bit, but doesn't seem to be having any issues further than that. So now Melville, 2 hours into this one, tries to get a punch out here.
Alex Seguin warming up as Martin faces out this full count. And it hits him. That one looked like it hurt directly in his back.
It might have barely grazed him. Looks like it made, or at least bounced into the glove of Parker Earhart there. So I think he avoided most of the damage there.
Okay. Alex Seguin now takes the plate with still one out. Melville might be looking to run a double play here.
Yeah, at least. You got runners, a chance to get the out at any bag here except for the plate.
And that's drilled to center field. And it bounces. So base is now loaded on that hit by Seguin.
What a throw there for the center fielder. There for UTA, Jake Martinez, he rips that one. Able to keep the runners on the bases instead of reaching the plate there for Little Rock. But they are going to be bases loaded here for Angel Cano Cantu. And he's the guy that's been hungry for this opportunity with his average floating around 182 on the year.
Melville's got to get at least one punch out here or something if he wants to keep his ERA down.
He does have it down to 12, a lot better than 1350, but
that's true.
Now he's just trying to avoid that opponent batting average of 444 with runners on base. Here comes head coach Mike Trapasso out for a meeting, but hard to tell if they're digging into the bullpen just yet or having a little conversation.
Yeah, but staff is up at the mound. We'll take just a second from the action here. So 2 innings left now and score still 7-2. What do you think about the Mavericks' chances to come back out from this one?
It's not great. I think we're kind of feeling the atmosphere here at Clay Gold Ballpark. It's low energy. Mavericks are realizing that it's going to take a lot to put those 5 runs on the board. They've found 5 hits today, but they've just been so inconsistent, so spotty today, so it doesn't feel very good. But for Little Rock, this was a team that was hungry. They're trying to get out of the losing skid there, and they did just that today, and a chance to really tack it on here with Cano at the plate.
And it's been a little disappointing for the Mavs, too, because, other than those first 2 innings, they really have played some pretty tight baseball here.
Absolutely. Like, we were looking at a 5-0 ball game. Then it was 5-2 at one point, but it never just quite panned out for UTA, and it does again there. It's Rumfield can't get the glove on the ball there.
And that's a foul ball instead of out number 2 in the top of this 8th inning.
Mavericks really could have used that one. Doesn't look like Rumfield had his shades on there. That's something to keep an eye on. I mean, might as well have them on. That sun's not going anywhere today.
No, it is 3 o'clock now, and it is still high in the sky. If you're looking for one of those high pop-ups, it's going to be impossible to find it. Melville, stare-down contest with the batter. And he checks his swing. Looking like it might have grazed him a little bit.
That's what they're asking. They're thinking, did that hit him a little bit? Head coach Chris Curry's going to at least ask him about it, or maybe something on. They're going to bring in the whole umpire crew here to discuss.
Yeah, they're having a meeting.
What they saw. They actually might be looking at a balk by the man on the mound for UTA, Melville, but I don't know where I would have seen it. He wasn't really checking his runners too aggressively.
No, he was locked in a pretty much a stare down with Angel Cano on the mound. And a pretty quick little conversation with the umps. They seem to have come to a decision.
Not too sure what was going on, but everything kind of resumes to normalcy here.
Yeah, so count now 2-1 for Angel, the junior. And that pitch is low. Count now 3-1.
I normally like the idea of when a pitcher goes low, tries to get a hitter to chase, but now you get the ball count up to 3 here. He's got to be really careful.
And they bring in a run on a walk.
And I think that's exactly why Trapaso's coming out. That's the most frustrating thing you can see as a pitching coach. The bases are loaded. You need your pitcher to help out your team, and a walk will bring in the 8th run of the day there for the Trojans. So it's 8-2 now. We'll see how the Mavericks fare with their next pitcher coming on. Looks like that's
the scorecard is
number 26, Dylan Krause.
Perfect.
I know our scoreboard. It's going to get even worse. They put 2 runs on UTA's side.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate, guys.
So we'll talk about Dylan Krause in a moment right here on UTARadio.com.
Hi, I'm Frank. The pedestrian you passed back there? You didn't even notice me. But why should you? Well, I could pop out in front of you when you least expect it. It could be a kid chasing a dog. Of course, I try to be safe. I use crosswalks, look both ways, and make eye contact with drivers. But either of us could make a mistake. So let's, look out for each other.
A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. For more information, visit aaos.org.
Hi, my name is Boris. You may not know me, but it no matter. Drinking and driving is a big problem here in America. Too many people get caught by police people and thrown into prison cell for hundreds of days and forced to work the coal mines of...
That's not how it works, Boris.
Really? Basically, if you want to avoid prison cell, don't drink and drive. Call a friend to pick you up from drowning your sorrows.
That's too dark, dude.
How can it be dark? That is what people do. I know, because of taxi business.
Just finish the message.
Okay. I finished now. Drinking and driving is no good. Instead, call Boris Taxi at 888.
Don't drink and drive. If you decide to, you'll pay the price. Think on your actions. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
And coming back on to the ballpark now, Mavs are going with yet another pitcher today, Dylan Krause, who has a 14.40 ERA on the season. Not the best, but looking to change that here today.
Yeah, the only thing you can hope for is just to get those innings pitched, to level out the playing field in terms of what's determining your ERA. But I do have to say, Krause did not get handed a pretty pink flower. He got handed a ball of fire here in terms of the bases being loaded. A run just walked in and only one out on the board.
And Krause, historically, at least by these stats, has not had a great track record when it comes to bases loaded, having 7 doubles on the year.
And then when you look at it for Krause here, with runners on base, his opponents bat .353. And there's one right up to right field.
And that might be extra runs. Yep, they bring it on 2 on that hit. So
2 RBI single there for Zach Henry, the former Maverick. I just realized it was Zach Henry who came up there. He's not a starter for Little Rock, but the Rockwall native transferred from UTA last season and headed over to Little Rock to face his hometown team again.
I don't want to use the T word, but a little traitorous.
He sure did. You know, he was probably just chasing the bag out there in Little Rock, getting the money. But now they will throw a new runner on there, Jace Blaylock.
Blaylock now at first.
So they still have a runner in scoring position there with Cano. And then Blaylock takes over at first.
Nobody on third, but only 1 out. And Reed Willibanks up to the plate. Let's see what he can do. And that first pitch is way inside. Call the ball.
Doesn't look like to be too much movement there from our base runners here. Blaylock has 3 stolen bases on the year for 100% stolen base rate, but Cano with the big 0 there.
And that was a wild pitch. Catcher couldn't get to it, and so runners advance. Now got runners on second and third.
Now they're both in scoring position. Big opportunity if you're Reed Wilbanks on the year. He comes into this one with 6 RBIs total on the year. Big chance to make it 8 here if they can get one to the outfield.
He steps up to the plate looking really confident. There's the pitch, and a swing and a miss for his first strike on this count. 2-1. And a really aggressive leadoff from Blaylock at second. He's nearly halfway to third. He's looking to run himself in.
Fouled away again there, probably out to the parking lot.
Yeah.
They're going to have to dig into that barrel of baseballs. They've lost a few today. Wilbanks on the year, batting .306, .327 slugging percentage. This is where you want to lean into that big, powerful bat.
And he's evened up now. No, actually, full count now, 3-2. So it's anybody's guess was whether he'll look at this or swing at it. We'll see. He's been pretty aggressive this at bat. Another foul ball out to the parking lot. And yeah, that umpire just sort of like, I don't know where he got that ball. That one just popped into existence.
I think he's got some pockets there.
Yeah.
They're almost like little satchel bags that hangs from. I think that's where he carries them.
He must have quite a few in there. I haven't seen him go and get one once. Another foul ball off the tip of the bat back towards the netting.
So now this is where it all comes down. There's still 1 out on the board, but with a full count here to Wilbanks, you either load the bases up once again or get that crucial second out that you need to get out of this jam.
Or if he can ground it over to shortstop, they got potential for a double play.
Strike 3 called.
There we go. 2 outs now. 2 runners still in scoring position, but a much better position for the Mavs here in this inning.
Absolutely. Now you got to play it anywhere on the field. You can throw it to home. Well, actually not a force play there. I apologize. So you got to play it third, second, or first in terms of trying to tag either the runners or just get that play over to first base. But it is the bat of Sammy Harris coming up here.
Let's see. The first pitch he watches, and it goes by over the left side. Call the ball.
304 batting average for Harris. Had the home run back in the second. Little Rock could really to get the advantage with that.
And a 9.62 OPS. He's really doing good on the plate.
Adding that slugging percentage along with the batting average. And then even look at that with 2 outs, batting .400 on the year. This is a prime opportunity here for Harris.
He's at 2 balls now. He can pretty much do whatever he wants out there at the plate. That one right down the middle, but called another ball. It was a little low.
3 balls, no strikes here to Harris. He's definitely got room to work with here. Doesn't have to swing at this one. I doubt he will.
And the throw, and that's another walk on the inning.
So for UTA, only their 4th walk, I want to say.
But
still an impressive number, a little bit.
I want to say our 3rd of the inning.
Oh, that could be true.
I do believe. Let's see.
Might be a little lower there.
5.
Oh, yeah, 5 on the day.
5 on the day, and how many walks? Yeah, Melville's had 3. That was the 3rd walk of the inning.
Melville struggling here, got the bases loaded again. Now it's Ryan Geck up to the plate. He brings another impressive batting average up. Started around the 280 margin, now it's at 290. After getting that single back in the 5th.
1 for 3 on the day. And that's a 1-1.
Back to the fastball there for Melville. Gets it up to 87 miles an hour. Or actually, no, that might be his changeup. I remember his fastball being in the 90s.
Yeah,
I think so.
He's pretty fast. He was 95 or so.
Very different from the average of this UTA team. Oop, there's that Wasp coming back again. That one gets fouled away. We'll shut that.
Really quickly shut those windows.
He looked like he was thinking about something. He was coming in hot.
Yeah. Reminded me a little bit of Melville's pitching.
Yeah, it sure does. Coming about 93, 94.
Yeah. 1-2 now, looking to end this inning here on Ryan Geck.
Has the 2 strikes here. Maybe wants to experiment with the slider here.
And the pitch. And that is just outside. 2-2.
My telepathic reading was correct there. Comes in at 79. Good. Now maybe back to the fastball here. Just try to get the punch out.
Still got one more pitch to work with if this one goes out of the zone. But that is way far out to right. But caught on the warning track, and that is going to retire the inning.
So at least the Mavericks keep the damage at 3 there. They leave 3 runners stranded if you're Little Rock, but hey, you're up by 8 points now. 10-2 our score. Still just a low hit type of game. 6 hits for Little Rock, 5 for UTA, but now the Mavericks down to their final 2 chances at the plate.
UTA coming back up at the bottom of the 8th when we return here from the baseball park at Clay Gould.
Man, that was an awesome party.
Bro, there's so many people there.
Yeah, man. All right, let's go home.
You can't drive. You've been drinking.
I've only had 4 beers. I'm not that drunk.
You sure?
Trust me. Bro, I can barely keep my eyes open.
Dude, watch out!
Friends don't let friends drive intoxicated. This message was brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Attention shoppers, if anyone is missing a rather plump set of love handles, please come to the customer service counter and claim them. The ample love handles were lost in the produce department where their former owner had purchased fruits and veggies to munch on during the big game. Thank you and have a good day.
Small step number 81, snack on fruits and veggies. It's just one of the many small steps you can take to get healthy. Learn more at www.smallstep.gov.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
And we are back here at Clay Gould Ballpark. Time for the bottom of the 8th inning. Mavericks Down to just a couple chances here.
Up next is Xander McAfee, who's 0 for 3 today, but still looking for that first hit of the day. 2 home runs and 4 doubles, though. You know, he should be getting some good contact whenever he does.
I know he's had a lot of fielding out there in right field today. He's just due for one here at the plate.
Yep, coming off a really good catch on the landing on the warning track to end the last inning.
So he's batting .261. As a leadoff hitter, he bats .250, so he's probably got the green light here. This one goes foul. Looks like we will have a new hitter in the lineup whenever McAfee's done leading off. That looks like Xavier Melendez back into the lineup for UTA.
Always good to bring in some fresh bats this late into the game, especially in one like this. Try to get some energy here in what has proven to be a bit of a dead day for the Mavericks.
Just about. You had the 2-run shot from Dodson to at least put runs on the board, but otherwise a lot of isolated hitting.
And that is ball 1. 1-2 now for Xander.
Blake Van Cleve gets a chance to come back up to the mound here for Little Rock. Through .2 innings pitched. Already has a strikeout. There's 2.
A swing and a miss on Xander on a pitch real low in the zone. And that's out number 1.
Xavier Melendez steps up now. We didn't see him yesterday. Didn't get the starting nod today, but now gets a chance to show up as a pinch hitter.
And he's doing pretty good hitting today, this season. .277 so far on the year. And with .362 slugging and no home runs yet, but 2 doubles and a triple. Not too bad. I think staff is pretty happy with those stats so far.
Absolutely. In terms of where he sits at the hitting statistics, he's number 3 on the team. So we'll take that any day of the week.
And that pitch was 89 miles an hour coming towards him, and it fouls back over to the corner of the netting.
Melendez, this is where you have an opportunity. You got the green light. You're the pinch hitter here. Just make something happen.
Ooh, and that's that and gets down for a single.
He does just that, getting on to first base. And look at that. Melendez checks in and does exactly what they're asking for him. Just get on base. That's all the Mavericks have needed today, just base runners.
Yeah, just a really good hit over the head of Angel Cano over at first base. And it gets down right before right fielder Cade Goki is able to get to it. So 1 out on the inning and a dropped pitch at the home plate. Count is 1-0 with the runner on first.
Nice stop there by Cade Martin behind the plate to at least keep the ball in front of him, keep Melendez from advancing into scoring position.
Another swing and a miss. Counts 1-1 for Jake Martinez.
Melendez on the year, no stolen bases over there from first base. Not even caught either. He's been pretty stagnant over there.
Another foul ball off the tip of the bat, backwards.
Martinez comes into this one, batting .279. 6 RBIs on the year. It'd be tough, but he's got a chance for 7 here.
Let's see if he can do it. And the pitch. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 3 for Martinez.
It was one of those check swings, but just had too much momentum on it, too far gone by the time he pulled it back, and there's out number 2 on the board.
So up next for the Mavericks, number 23. Looking to Jojo Medellin, another substitute here.
UTA still continuing to try to make some magic happen. You never know, Melendez was a good pull from the dugout.
Looks like Jojo Medellin still looking for his first hit this season. That pitch way in the dirt, and that's going to be a stolen base.
Look at Melendez getting his first stolen base of the year.
On a wild pitch that just sort of bounced out of his glove. at the plate. He tried to grab it, but it just didn't go for him.
So now he's into scoring position now for Medellin, who's still looking for any form of hitting statistic on the year. He actually had some pitching numbers. He's got a 54 ERA. That's the only number I think we have on him.
Hey, still, pretty impressive. It's becoming more common, but I still think it's impressive for pitchers to get out there behind the plate.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, to risk their arm, which is already under a lot of scrutiny through the year, to come out there and take some swings, too. Kalen Dygert's the most impressive one on the UTA squad.
Ooh, and that's a good hit out to center, and it pops down for a hit.
Melendez will come around to score, so an RBI single for JoJo Medellin. And who would have thunk it? UTA coming up with some new opportunities here.
Medellin gets his first stats of the season. Good job. So now scored 10-3 with a big deficit, but just a little bit more within reach now.
Absolutely, yeah. 7 runs, still something that probably not going to be overcome today, but, pad the stats a little bit. Get Medellin out there, see what happens.
Get a little bit more of a respectable day. And Medellin tries to steal second, but pitch throw is too slow. He's safe on first.
Nice pickoff throw there. You can see Medellin was thinking about jumping. We saw Melendez get aggressive there, but Medellin appears to be staying on first base for the moment.
Pitch high outside of the zone, ball 1. Trying to get him looking up there. Maybe trying to set up something down low. And that was just outside, another ball.
Looks like Van Cleve's really trying to focus on that outside portion of the zone here against Earhart, but to do that, you got to find the zone first.
Good check swing, but not enough. Strike 1 for Earhart.
Earhart batting 143 on the year, 4 RBIs. It'd be tough, but a chance for 5 here.
Medellin was able to get a stat. Let's see if... Nope. Another strike. So count 2-2 with 2 outs.
Earhart's form looks so good on that swing. He's doing everything right. He's an experienced senior. He just is missing the ball here.
If he can get some contact, I think that bar is going to get crushed. And that's another ball. Count full now, 3-2 for Earhart.
So a walk here puts Medellin in scoring position, but the Mavericks got to be careful here. Can't afford that final strike.
And here comes the windup and the pitch. And he gets the walk. So Medellin and Earhart advance. And now runners on first and second.
Looks like that looks like Larry Haskins checking in for Austin Phillips. Haskin, one of the middle infielders on the UTA squad, but now he's got a different role. Come up here to hit. But they are going to have a visit on the mound here from the third-year pitching coach, Brady Cox.
Well, we can take just a second and talk about Larry getting subbed in. 214 average over this year, only 1 RBI, and no home runs or doubles or anything. But, a chance to get those numbers up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you got a lot of guys in the not in the bullpen, but in the dugout, maybe thinking, can I get some playing time today? I know we're down, and you never know what can happen. The same for Melendez. He just comes up and ends up reaching the plate all the way around for a score. So it's not impossible here. Haskins could get the job done.
Yeah, and I still want to say just great job to Medellin to extend this inning. If he had gotten that out, none of this would have happened. But, he brought in that RBI. We've got him in scoring position now and a chance to try to get a little something more happening here in this 8th inning.
Looks like Van Cleve went back to the fastball there at 88.
And it got by him for a strike, 0-1. The windup in the pitch, high outside of the zone for ball 1.
Van Cleve definitely got good size there on the mound. I'm surprised he doesn't throw high more often. He's already standing pretty high.
And that was another high ball, just like you said. And not swinging at it. 2-1.
He went back to the breaking ball there, 73 miles per hour. Just didn't break in the direction he was hoping for there.
Line up in the pitch for another ball. He had that bat. He has been throwing up higher in the zone, but they just aren't biting.
And that's a good eye. You know, the junior Larry Haskins showing off his plate discipline here. Now he's got a 3-1 count to work with and sends this one down the third base line.
And that is all the way to the corner. They're going to bring in 2 runners as they stop the bleeding at 2. Ball fed to third, and
might have been just 1. I think Earhart remained at
think
third base there. So it's 10-4, but hey, that's all the Mavericks were hoping for. Just bring on some guys to hit here. Now you're back to the top of the lineup in Cade Donson.
Cade Donson here with bases loaded has a chance to make this 8-10.
Hey, you never know.
If he can, 1 for 3 today. Only 1 homer on the season. Maybe he can double that.
I'm surprised of Little Rock's belief in Van Cleve here. He's getting the earned runs racked up here, too.
For sure.
Just here in the 8th.
I also want to point out with a grand slam here, Cade Donson would have an even 10 on the year for RBIs. And that, no grand slam here, but that is out to the left corner, which is going to be at least a double.
2 RBI double on top of it. 2-run score, and now it's 10-6.
Hey. So this lead that was just a few minutes ago looking pretty insurmountable now looks within reach for the Mavericks.
No doubt about it. Just a 4-point game here. And now you got some really good bats coming up here. Jackson Hill and then Tice Armstrong's going to be on deck.
Especially if they keep Van Cleve out.
I know, it doesn't even look like Little Rock's thinking about going to the bullpen at all.
Nope. Van Cleve out there for another pitch. That's inside for a strike. 75-mile-an-hour changeup, it looks like. Yeah, I'm looking over at their bullpen. It doesn't look like they've got anybody warming up either.
As we get another big swing and a miss there from Hill, so a 2-out rally. It's what the Mavericks always like to do. They get 2 outs on the board and start rolling from there.
Let's see if Hill can keep this streak rolling. 0-2 now the count. And a swing and a miss, but a drop third strike. But
throw
in time,
is completed there.
So they leave 1 runner stranded with, 3 hits, 4 runs, and no errors in that inning.
So, hey, the Mavericks, they're in reaching distance now. They only need 4 more runs. It'll have to wait for the bottom of the 9th, though, when we come back.
We'll have to look forward to a good defensive inning in the top of the 9th by the Mavericks.
Well, that's my last cigarette. Time to buy another pack of smokes.
Dude, seriously, stop smoking.
Why should I?
You passed out after walking yesterday.
That was a long walk, though.
It was a 10-minute walk across campus.
So I passed out right in front of the stairs next to the library. So what?
On top of that, you couldn't even make your own end of the rent last month because of buying all those packs of cigarettes.
Hey, at least it looks cool.
Keep telling yourself that when you're on the streets next week.
Smoking's not only a burden on your health, it can be a burden financially as well. Think about it next time you get the urge to light up and puff away. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Hey man, what are you doing? I'm making my foil hat, bro. Why? For when the aliens come, duh. Get real, man. Are you serious? Hey, you never know when the invasion is gonna come. You gotta be kidding me. I told you, man! Take the foil! Make a hat! There's no time! There's no time! The aliens could invade at any time. So don't wait. Make your foil hat today and be prepared. This message brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Back here at the ballpark now going into the top of the ninth, and the Mavericks have really made this an exciting game now, 10-6.
Yeah, they made sure to take their time with this one. They're digging into the bullpen again, and on comes Cade McGlade. He comes in here throwing 15.43 earned run average on the year, and look at this, first left-hander of the day for UTA.
Okay, lefty versus lefty here to start the inning, and he throws a ball on the first pitch.
It's going to be Rhodes, Chaplin, and Martin. The 3 due up here for the Trojans, looking for their first win of the series.
And that's another ball by McGlade. He throws another pitch for his first strike, 2-1.
So McGlade works quickly here. He doesn't waste much time there on the pitch clock. It only goes down to 15 as he gets this one off.
And that's a good hit to center, but he's under it with the sliding catch for the out.
Look at Jake Martinez out there.
Highlight reel.
Getting the pants dirty a little bit there. Does like the same type of slide you would do at second base, but out there on the grass, gets that perfect position to put the glove on it there and record the out.
Good vision out there, still with this sun beating down on us. It's gotten a little bit better here as we get out to 3:38 p.m., but it's still pretty high in the sky, causing some trouble. No errors since the second inning, though.
Yeah, that was very important for UTA to clean up this one after having 4 errors last night, so they figure it out at least a little bit. They keep it marginalized at least at 3.
A good swing and a miss. 1-1 now for Cooper Chaplin. Sitting at 1-3 on the day for Chaplin. And a hit right up the middle. Sneaks by for a single.
So there's the Trojans again, just keeping the bat on the ball. They've been doing it so well today. There's hit number 7 on the day. Still being out-hit by the Mavericks, though, which is why, if you're the Maverick faithful, this one's extra frustrating. It's the opportunity's been so close. You're even leading in hits, but you couldn't find those 4 runs to tie this one up.
And, yeah, just nothing too lucky coming for the Mavs except for just recently. Nothing like that center grounder that just, started off this inning pretty strong for them. 1 out, though. Let's see if they can get a double play. This will end the inning right here and give the Mavs a pretty good shot at tying this ball game up at least.
It's a good opportunity for McGlade to throw into a lower portion of the strike zone, maybe forcing that ground ball a bit.
I don't know if he got any contact on that, but it didn't matter anyway. Counts 1-1 with 1 out.
So now it's really the green light here for Martin. Little Rock just trying to expand their lead. I doubt they're worried about what exact strategy they pull up here.
And that's far to center. He's looking under it, and he gets it on the warning track. Wasn't able to tag up at first, so no runners advance for Little Rock.
Martinez getting in more exercise out there in center field. He had to go quite a ways to track that one down, but puts 2 outs on the board.
And not looking tired at all out there in outfield. Our guys are looking still pretty fresh.
You even got some fresh legs out there. You got Melendez over at first. Haskins checked in at shortstop.
And another pitch. That is a ball. 1-0.
Good job by Earhart to keep that in front of him. He does have the runner on first with Cooper Chaplin, but he's going to keep him over there. Get that ball back to his pitcher quickly.
And that is another foul ball that's far over the stadium out to the parking lot. That one might hit the campus.
Hopefully that fine arts building as well. Cancel classes tomorrow.
Yeah, get me that podcast production. Ooh, a stolen base attempt. And he's out to end the inning.
And a perfect tag laid down there by Larry Haskins. He saw exactly where Chaplin was trying to slide and sticks the glove right on point. So it's going to be the last chance. It's very doable, though. Mavericks only down by 4.
All right, and leading into the bottom of the ninth, score is 10-6 Little Rock when we come back at Clay Gould.
Hey, what's up? Thinking about you. XOXOXO. 1, 2, snuggle, ... JK. Hit me back. You getting these texts? Question mark. We should hang later. I miss you. Holla at ya, boy. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you at home? Where are you? What are you doing? OMG. You are making me mad. Are you with your ex? You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That'snotcool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die.
Wait, what?
Don't have sex in the missionary position. Don't have sex standing up. Just don't do it. Promise?
This is the 21st century. There are plenty of ways to stay safe. Grab a condom. Condoms prevent sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies. Practice safe sex. This message is brought to you by UTARadio.com.
Okay, everybody take some rubbers.
And back here now in the bottom of the ninth here in this, what is now an exciting game, as the Mavericks look to hopefully bring in a grand slam or 4 runs any way they can to tie up this ball game.
No doubt about it. They got a good chance to do it here, though. They start off with Tice Armstrong, then it goes down to now Xavier Melendez and then Justin Rumfield.
And as we were talking in the break, the Little Rock doesn't seem to be pulling their pitcher. They are leaving Van Cleve out there, who let up 4 runs last time he was out.
Oh, I think I mixed it up there. It's Xander McAfee, not Xavier Melendez.
Nope. Yep, Tice Armstrong out there right now. Count is 0-2. Although I don't know how that last pitch was a strike, but we'll see.
Maybe the umpire wants to speed this one up, too, a little bit.
I'm thinking so, but can't rule that one a strike. That's a ball, 1-2.
Armstrong had a great series the first 2 games, but then couldn't round it out today. He had to walk, but then a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up.
Leaving him 0-3 on the day, but ooh, that's drilled to center, but right into the glove of center fielder for the Little Rock Trojans, Reed Wilbanks.
And he was standing pretty much right where he needed to be on that one, hot off the bat of Armstrong, but made it look easy there like he was playing catch.
So up next to bat, Xander McAfee, who's 0 for 4 today, despite that .255 average.
There's Van Cleve showing off that big 12-6 breaking ball, 77 miles per hour.
Another, nope, count even, 1-1 with 1 out. Van Cleef not able to pull in the return feed from his catcher.
It happens every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's noteworthy whenever it happens, though. Yep, because that is what precedes it. Oh, but it's down. He hit it right to left field and right into the glove of left fielder Ty Rhodes.
Now they're pretty much good. Had to run a little bit over to that one, but good placement there by Little Rock in terms of where their outfielders are, pretty much ready to catch anything UTA throws at them here and now. Mavericks down to their final out.
Well, 1 out remaining, but as we've seen, Mavs pretty good in 2-out situations this season. We'll see if they can pull out a miracle.
It is their favorite. Melendez is 1 for 1 today. He bats 300 with 2 outs on the board. Van Cleve goes back to the fastball.
1-1 is the count now on Melendez.
Breaking ball again gets in there, 76 miles per hour.
Yeah, 1-2 down to their final strike of the game. And that's hit foul to the left. So we will go again for this last strike.
So now Melendez batting .292 on the year. 6 RBIs that have to be over the fence to make it 7.
And the windup and the pitch. And he swings for it. Checked it. And they will call it a ball. Gracious umpire. 2-2.
Yeah, Melendez very fortunate that he did not go too far around. Gets a chance to look at one more here.
And that is drilled to center. It's going, but he's under it for the final out of the game. And that will do it here at Clay Gould Ballpark.
Another really impressive catch, which sums up a great defensive effort there for the Little Rock Trojans, and they at least avoid the sweep. They dropped the first 2 games, and they have a nice round out here in Game 3, final score of 10-6, and I'll try to think of a player of the game here. If I'm thinking for Little Rock, I think you got to go with maybe one of their best batters. They did have a great pitch. Actually, I might do that.
Klein.
I might say Jack Klein.
I would say Jack Klein. Even though he gave us, 3 or 4 walks, other than those walks, he played an excellent game. He was throwing really good pitches, seeing where he was placing it well, and getting some weak contact for these batters here.
No doubt about it. He only allowed 2 runs there in the 5th, even pitched all the way into the 7th inning. So, yeah, there you have it. Jack Klein, player of the day, there for the Little Rock Trojans. So now the Mavericks head to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Sooners on Tuesday night, but that'll be right up against their first conference series up in Sacramento, California. So they'll have to get their neck pillow ready for a flight out there to California. But from everyone here at UTA Radio, Joseph, Jet, myself, thank you for joining us, and final remarks.
So it's final score 10-6, but I don't think that final score is very indicative of how defensive of a game this was. I thought the first couple innings were, kind of a slugfest, and then after that, it got really tight on defense.
Absolutely. Like, you could feel the tension. It became a 4-run game, and we knew it was going to come down to the wire, but then defense made the stand. There was diving plays in the outfield, and I think that really defines this game.
Yeah, lots of really great catches on the warning track, and definitely a few highlight reels for those outfielders.
Yeah, absolutely. So we officially send you to the rest of your Sunday afternoon. Spring break's officially over after tonight, so Maverick fans, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
This is UTA.
This has been a production of UTA Radio Sports on UTARadio.com, a partner with iHeartRadio. UTA Radio is a service of the Department of Communication at the University of Texas at Arlington. Broadcast Sequence Coordinator Dr. Andrew Clark. Faculty Advisor Lance Liggis. Chief Engineer Chris Robinson. We thank you for tuning in to UTARadio.com, online all the time.